Everybody, welcome to the StarCharged Streamcast, episode number 3. Already on the 3rd episode. How about that, fellas? Time flies, doesn't it?
It does, man. This has been a great 3 weeks of StarCharged, that's for sure.
It has, man. And to introduce the crew that we have here, of course, the incomparable Mr. Dab Jr. And then, who can ever forget everybody's favorite commentator on War of the Gods? My boy, anyway. Clean Kills Echo.
Yo, what's up, man? Like you said, man, 3 weeks already? Well, it's only 2 weeks for me, because I didn't show up on the first one, but still. Three shows already, man? It's really flying by. Jesus.
Yeah, man, it's already going, and big things popping, little things stopping each and every single week of the show. Hey. So it's just nothing but us doing our thing and getting everybody's attention while doing it. So that said, what we've got going on tonight is we're going to be talking about myriad of things that have happened in the last week, along with all the things that are upcoming here in the next week, such as Defend the North, the big headliner as far as past news that's already dropped, and dropping quite unexpectedly as soon as it did, was the patch coming out, as soon as it was. And we're going to talk about some of the fallouts, some of the come-ups that have happened ever since. And then, of course, we're going to get right into the thick of things with the Pro Series standings and how Defend the North, the aftermath of that tournament, impacted everything. We're going to be going right into the Hometown Heroes, War of the Gods, which starts back up this weekend on Saturday at 5 o'clock Central Time. And we are actually going to be going full in depth with interviews as well. We're going to be talking about, we're going to give, before we do that, we're going to give our projections on what's going to happen at Viennality this upcoming weekend, which of course is going to be an absolutely stacked affair, if in case you haven't already seen it on paper. I mean, Viennality, it looks rugged, and the fact that we've got double-digit American players and North American players in general on their way, if not already in Vienna, Austria right now, it's going to get real juicy this weekend, and I can't wait to adjust my clock, adjust my personal timer to be able to catch all of it live. So we're going to go right through that, and then, of course, we have our interviews tonight. We're going to be interviewing Full Auto, and we understand that he has something special that he'd like to say to a certain someone in the scene. And then we're also going to go in depth with a very special guest. Things are going to get very Hollywood tonight, in more ways than one. So we're going to have fun with that. We're going to keep it a surprise in case it hasn't already been announced and out. We can't wait to have Mr. Francis Capra on the show. Oh, spoiler.
You let it out. Cat's out of the bag. Okay.
Yep, cat's out of the bag. She's got a whip.
Oh no. Man.
Cat came out of the bag with the jump too.
Man, that jump two's still good. Don't get me started on that, man.
Well, we're going to get started on it, all right. And quite frankly, we'll get started on how good a lot of other tools that she and the rest of the cast have now that this balance patch has been released. So, to start things off, we're going to go right into this balance patch. We're going to change things up. Originally, I wanted to go right into Defend the North, but I think talking about the balance patch right now, I really can't wait to talk about that, because at this point, it's dropped. Everybody's been changed. Everybody's now gotten going with adapting to their new characters. And ultimately, as I see the viewers starting to trick in, what's going on, Admiral Ninja and Mean K-Man? Everybody's had a chance to examine the nerfs, examine the buffs, and examine the overall impact the game's had with this new update. And so far, I'm seeing an improved meta, more or less, where I can see more characters getting some spotlight that you wouldn't normally see. And I'm seeing top players, either adjust to their old mains or their current mains, or flat out go to whole new hotness altogether. While others, Yo, yeah, there you go.
They abandoned ship.
Oh, yep, and honestly, I think they're abandoning what is otherwise still a very good character overall. So, yeah, we're gonna go right down in order.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait. I just realized something, man.
Mm?
Speaking of which, now that Aquaman is nerfed, where's Ominous? He is Ominous. He's missing.
Mm-hmm.
Where has he gone?
That sounds like a call out a little bit.
Mm?
Damn, tear horn mother. No.
Yeah, did you hear that thud? Did you hear that thud over the course of the time when the balance patch dropped, guys? It actually registered. It actually registered on the Richter scale. Yeah, after everything went down on the patch's release. Do you guys know what it was?
What was it? What was it, Robert?
That thud was the sound of all the loads of weight that fell right off of Aquaman's back up until that point.
Oh, because he was carrying hard. He was hard carrying. Oh, man.
Yeah, man. Fuck that character, man. Jesus.
And the thing that gets me is that people actually feel sorry for that character. How are you gonna feel sorry for Aqualoser of all people?
2 years of broken, or 3 of broken in Injustice 1. But you feel bad for him for bringing that bullshit to Injustice 2, but even better? I hate Aquaman players, man.
You're not even Aquaman players. You got guys from other communities saying they feel sorry for him. I'm like, why?
For real? Like,
Honeybee feels sorry for him. I'm seeing, several other guys just feeling sorry for the character. And I'm just thinking, why in the world are you shedding tears about this character, even though you know for a fact his design is gonna still allow him to get his pound of flesh?
Yeah.
Man, every top player saying they feel sorry for him is gonna get bodied by Theo, and then they're gonna turn around and be like, he's still good. They didn't nerf him hard enough.
If there's any guys that I believe that can actually still carry Aquaman, or him carry them, no, when it comes to these guys, but when it comes to Aquaman, the guys that I think would still wind up doing their work and getting their pound of flesh, as mentioned, are guys like Theo and, of course, the Evo champ Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
And so, overall, I still think that character is going to be a problem for anybody. And speaking of problem characters, let's go into Atrocitus. I mean,
I'm still seeing him in a couple people's top 5. I mean, but
as you
his
should.
trait now, yeah, I mean, he's still, like you said before about Aquaman, his design, and I think we talked about Catwoman last week. Just the way that character's built, like, you know, of course, Dexstar, if he ain't got Dexstar, he ain't really that much, but boy, he goes up about 3.5 tiers when that Dexstar comes out.
Agreed. And
oh, yeah.
What's
the
more,
Sinestro effect.
You know, the thing about Atrocitus right now is that character, in my God's honest opinion, the character Atrocitus, he actually didn't get hit hard at all.
He got a buff, actually.
I mean, Atrocitus more or less got better, while his Dexstar got nerfed.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Well, the Vomit is more plus now.
Well,
Did you guys know that?
The thing about the Vomit is that it's a high now, so even with, you know, all the good things that may have happened to the Vomit, it's something that can actually be escaped and actually leaves them vulnerable, you know, to characters that, you know, have really good hitboxes on that high and can take full advantage of the whiff range. So I don't know, it depends on what perspective you want to look at that, but overall, you know, the fact that it's not always a true block string like it was before, as I get ready to set up this King of the Hill for everybody. Yeah, I just think that overall, Atrocitus, you know, he pretty much stood pat. He stood pat in my eyes.
Black Adam too.
Well, Black Adam, well, that character, oh wow. Yeah, he got toned.
Oh, wow.
They say he got toned down, but honestly, I still think that character is going to get more than his pound of flesh. He's still one of those characters that, design-wise at the moment, he still looks really good. I mean, I mean, he got all of his redonkulous, absolutely redonkulous damage out of the way. I mean, but he can still get his pound of flesh. Yeah, this character still hits like a train.
Oh yeah.
This character still hits like something stupid, and it's kind of crazy to see that, you know, folks are all of a sudden thinking, oh, Black Adam's not going to be good. Black Adam's just done. He's garbage. I'm just like, dude, y'all need to slam the brakes. Slam the brakes. That character is gonna get his.
Godlike. He's so good.
And then,
oh man,
going through Black Adam. Now, how about this one, Black Canary?
Oh, dude, she's so good now.
Yeah, she's gonna be a problem.
It's going to be. I already thought she was a problem.
Exactly, I mean, she was so good.
She was good, but like now I mean, she's a little bit incredible now. Like, I mean, there's players, you know, like Compros or Saltface, you know, who have been sticking with that character, maybe even since the beta. I know Saltface was playing her, but yeah, now that she got a little bit of help, she's going to be a problem. Actually,
I don't even know if you've seen it, but how about Sonic's? Have you seen his?
Sonic is amazing.
That's what I was about to talk about. Him posting on Twitter, and then I saw a video of him and Honeybee playing some games. Man, oh God, be ready for the mix. And even if you are ready for the mix, you still ain't ready. Jesus.
I mean, the fact that she was already mixing. She was just already a walking blender. And then, of course, she had, you know, the one-shot kill with her level 3 trait.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime that girl has level 3, you're scared to move forward at all.
It's like if Flash got a recharging super.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Once he gets super, like, you just like, okay, I ain't gonna throw anything. And that's exactly what you're dealing with. But you're dealing with her, building that level 3 up multiple times. So I'm actually excited to see her because, as far as War of the Gods go, I don't think we've ever seen a Canary. I think we've probably seen. I'm looking through the roster now. I think we've probably seen every other character.
Couple of times.
I can't remember it. I mean, we've even had Swamp Thing and Red Hood, but and Cyborg. Like I don't remember seeing a Canary. So it's going to be good to see her in competitive play a lot more.
Well, it will be, but I'm here to tell you right now. I think that she might actually turn into a focal point for people's frustrations here before long, once they finally realize just how good this character is when it comes to being a walking mix factory.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I mean, I can't stand the mix.
Yeah, poor Dr. Fate, man. Especially, you know,
poor Dr. Fate. What are you talking about?
Come on, man. The one tool he has to get you off and wake up with, you can jump right through.
Oh, please stop.
Flash does it all the time.
Please stop. Please stop.
Look, if you wake up as Fate, if you can jump between the Ankh and Dr. Fate and punish him, it's crazy. And you can just stuff it too before it even comes out. But
oh yeah, as it should be, because that character, and we were gonna get to Dr. Fate down the road, but penultimately, you know, you're talking about a character that has every zoning tool in the book right now, along with one of the best forward if not the best forward advancing normal in the game.
Pretty sure. I can't deny it.
I mean, overall, I can't even. At this point, just that I can't even when it comes to Dr. Fate. Anybody, that character has more than enough tools to do his work, especially since a lot of tools from a lot of different characters that actually made them threats to just get in, like armor dashes or anything like that. It's just gotten to a point to where, hold on just a sec, he's got the advantage now. Hold on just a second, something happened.
No, you're good.
Stop this right here. But overall, Dr. Fate is a character that I think he'll be all right. he'll be more than all. He's a character that is gonna get his pound of flesh in any zoning war, in my opinion.
Well, I'm gonna bring this up here. That way, because I'm working on a Dr. Fate video now, finally, of a lot of different stuff because I don't really get to compete so much, so people don't really get to see me play. I used to play on RHS every couple weekends.
Right.
But Dr. Fate, his back 2 got, I think, 1 frame faster, maybe 2. It's I think 9 frames now, which is a really even before the patch I was using that as an anti-air. Dav Jr. here, he liked to use standing too, but we all got our little thing. But his back 2 now, and I haven't seen anybody talk about it. That thing is so good. If you jump on Dr. Fate, you're gonna at least eat 400 meterless too.
Oh yeah,
I haven't seen that personally.
Yeah, I'm putting a lot of it in this video, but I'm trying to make this video like extra detailed. I did a Blue Beetle video when the game, probably the first week of the game, maybe week 2. But Dr. Fate, I'm really trying to break down because he's such a sophisticated character that, like, if you look at his frames are freaking garbage. Like, if somebody's in close, you have to get them off of you. You can do the push, or you can just do some like back 1 down 3 orb cancel and backdash. Just get yourself out of there. Because he's like negative 28 on like back 1 down 3, I think. Yeah, like everything. 1-1 is his only plus normal. But yeah, back to the point, that back 2, Junior, if you haven't looked into that, man, back 2 is
super good.
Nobody can jump in on Dr. Fate. No,
nice.
Catwoman,
Unless it's Cat Bay.
Robin, no. Catwoman
I'm stuffing it right now against Mr. Solo Lobo. Yeah.
Robin, jump 3. Who else has a good one? There was another character I tested.
Yo, Sub-Zero's cross up good?
Sub-Zero jump 2.
What about Green Arrow? His jump too.
I didn't look into Arrow yet, but I know Robin, Catwoman, Wonder Woman, and Sub-Zero I did, and they can't even do it. Like, that back 2 is that good. So you heard it here on the StarCharged podcast. Man, if you play Dr.
I gotta
Fate,
see that for
back 2
myself.
I
honestly have to see it for myself.
If you got 1 Onk and you got the back 2 at the ready, they're gonna eat 400 damage or more. Especially if they're dark side, because he's like a glass cannon.
Oh yeah.
Right, and as we go right into the next character on the list, you know, it's like a Brainiac. Oh boy.
Oh, he's good. He's really good.
I've seen the Brainiac army slowly but surely begin to just rise and rise and rise and rise and rise until now, you know, they got the tools. They got the tools to pretty much just go ham and do whatever they want on the screen now.
I mean, Brainiac, as we've talked about on War of the Gods, he's got that sweet spot, like in the corner, where a lot of characters can't really do much. Maybe Wonder Woman could, but...
Ooh, man, in the corner, that character is just a menace.
Okay, so speaking of Brainiac, this is pre-patch. StarCharger had to go against Perfect Legend.
Oh boy,
top 8 War of the Gods. What was... No, we don't have to talk about wins and losses, but was that your first time going against, like, a Perfect Legend top Brainiac?
Well,
I mean,
Perfect Legends, yes, but any other Brainiac that can play like that, no. I've actually had some pretty good sets, with a lot of different guys, like, Boricua Master or Monster, a lot of these guys that, just main Brainiac, but then again, I knew Perfect Legend was going to be liberal as hell with that dive kick. I mean, that's just what he does. I mean, I knew it, and you guys counted like what, 44 dive kicks?
What?
It was
44 dive kicks?
I mean, he went nuts with that thing. He went nuts, and there was something I could have done at the end of Game 5 that could have had that set going in my favor, but ultimately, he was just too wild and crazy. I mean, he was so trigger happy that when you beat my trigger, when you beat a guy who was built on katana and cowl, you beat my trigger, you know your trigger happy.
Yeah,
you know your trigger.
You did the right thing a lot of times too. Like you would try and meter burn back 3 to anti-air it, but then you know Catwoman, she gets so low and she goes so far that like you started to see, oh, I can't use that very much anymore. She goes under, she don't really get it. Yeah.
Basically, in my opinion, that matchup is just very, very difficult for me to fight consistently online because of how inconsistent his frames are on block online, and so ultimately, you know, it was just something that just was not fun. It's just not a fun matchup to play online at all. Yeah, definitely not taking any credit away from Perfect Legend whatsoever. I mean, he is the Brainiac right now, and Lord knows I'd have been very happy to get that win, but it is what it is, and I think that character is actually set up to.
Set.
It was a fun set. Well, believe it or not, I say it wasn't fun, and I say the matchup in general is not fun. It's actually pretty nerve-wracking, but that set with PL was actually pretty fun. It was actually pretty fun, and as I'm looking to see if I can actually get going. You want to know something? I'm actually going to send this challenge once we get more players in this room. But going into the next character, Captain Cold.
He's really good.
Yeah, he has a laundry list of changes right here, man. But overall, I look at this character and I'm just thinking to myself, man, you know, as much as he got changed, you would think that the Captain Cold army would actually be coming out in full force. But unfortunately, most of them have already migrated to Sub-Zero.
Oh, and they're all complaining about it.
Yeah. You know, I don't know, man. Captain Cold, I was scared of him before the game came out because some of the stuff, you know, everybody got the game early. You know, Sonic was showing a bunch of stuff that looked like, oh man, we're about to deal with, you know, Trimmer again. We got these overhead low setups and the plus frames. And yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, at least his little ice wall is a little bit more viable now, but you know, his I think 232 string is still all highs. Like I don't even know how that made it past testing, but and I think it's a 10 or 11 startup on that 2, the standing 2.
Yeah,
it's like it's not a punisher, it's not really a pressure tool. Like what do you use that for? But
I would say it's used to break armor in the neutral for the most part.
Basically, hey,
that's what it seems like.
That. Unless it's on something that low profiles.
Catwoman.
That's a good point. Catwoman.
Yep, and speaking of Catwoman, speaking of Catwoman, yep, we're going there right now, and honestly, in spite of all the changes, and she got touched up in some, she got wrecked in a few others. I mean, losing the invincibility on the trait being used as a wake up, and having the extra damage scaling on the cat's tail, which is the up whip, that increased damage scaling, that hit her hard. That hurt her badly. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I mean, she can still get her bones, but at the end of the day, man, it's tough sledding. It is
really?
Very, very tough sledding, and but at the end of the day, I think she's still a very good character.
Yeah, I agree.
I still think she is, and one of the changes that she actually got, I actually think was an inadvertent buff.
What was it?
It was the jump 2 change. Remember when they said they adjusted the hitbox of that thing? Believe it or not, they angled it upward slightly, and that I was automatically thinking, you want to know something? They angled it upward. You know, when I saw that on the streamcast that they were announcing these changes, I automatically thought to myself, oh man, they may have just made it better. They may have made it better, and the reason being is because she's actually able to jump from a longer distance than she was able to jump at before.
Yep.
It's not going to hit them as low on the ground, but at the end of the day, you increase the range with which she could jump.
Is that now? Can she convert off of it from full?
Hell yes, she can.
Oh man. Oh
Hell
yeah, cat
yes,
dash.
you can. And on top of that, you know, you can and when in doubt, if you can't reach it with somehow with forward 1, you can always get it with the cat dash, back forward 2. So one way or another, and this is just the reach, not startup, because both of them start up in the same amount of time, 16 frames.
Right.
But because of the cat dash being able to, of course, go a longer distance, it'll actually cover the amount of ground she needs for a conversion in case somehow forward 1 or back 2 are not able to get the job done.
That sounds really, really strong, especially in the current meta.
Yeah, so penultimately, you know, if she's in the neutral and she still gets that good read on somebody, she can actually get that read from a little bit further of a distance back than she was before. She just has to wait a split second longer before it lands before she can actually get something off of it. But at the end of the day, I think that was an inadvertent buff.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's still ridiculous.
Wow. How do you like that buff so far, Star?
Well, I've been making quite a bit of hay off of it, man. I mean, I played Slayer last night, and even he didn't see it coming.
Wow.
Even he didn't see that coming, but penultimately, you know, it's not one of those changes that could make or break her, but at the same time, it was still a interesting development, to say the least, when I found everything out in the training mode, and I converted it all into game. So, hey man, you know, that's something to look out for next time you go up against Catwoman. And so that extended range, it's gonna make anti-air and her one hell of a little test for you to do in the training mode if she does it from full screen's distance with the reach of the whip now.
Oh boy.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that,
Yeah,
so you're getting it first-hand info right now.
Damn,
and
that sounds really good.
Yeah, man, and then going from one cat character to another cheetah.
She's really good.
Oh my, yeah, dude. I should not be. Oh, here we go. I've got King of the Hill 1, King of the Hill 2. Super challenge. There we go. And alright, so we got the King of the Hill matches going on. I will go AFK. And now Cheetah overall, you know, of course I was playing, you know, my boy Dr. BBC, aka DSV Black, aka a lot of other names, Frozen Acid, and whatnot. But playing his Cheetah, and I thought you were gonna play Echo. Okay.
I mean I can, but I'll be off the mic for a minute.
Oh sure, if you want, it doesn't matter. And then,
all right.
You know, honestly, I just think that Cheetah's one of those kinds of characters that there's really no excuse anymore. I mean, she's risky, but when she's in, she's a lot safer, and in some cases, she can mix and have some advantage doing so.
Right.
I mean, and not to mention they left the full life bar combos in when she activates her trait, and
oh shit.
Oh my god, I'm here to tell you right now. Anytime that girl gets trait and you're on your second health bar, clash. Don't try to be a hero. Clash, please. I mean, there is no point in trying to be a hero and taking that damage.
Fighters approaching Arkham Asylum.
Let's see. Darkseid, he didn't get much changes. I mean, in fact, the only thing it says is that it fixed a bug that caused boss Darkseid super move to get destroyed by some interactables. So, outside of that, you know, this character is still very good, as I'm seeing. Oh my god, this lag is thicker than a cup of tapioca pudding. Yeah. Looks like it's lightened up, but. Hey, Dev Jr., you still there? Hey, Dev Jr., you still there, buddy? What happened to Dev Jr.?
I got punches and punch galore.
Alright, we're gonna work to get Dab Jr. back into the stream. I don't know what happened to his audio, but I cannot hear him anymore. I can still hear echo, but oh, he can hear us. I can't hear him. He's not saying anything, but I cannot hear Dab Jr. But what's up, Blue Combros? Yo, we were just talking about Black Canary. You missed it, or I think you may not have missed it. Yeah, Canary, yeah, she's dumb. And then Blue Beetle, you know, I actually thought it was stupid as hell that Blue Beetle of all characters did not get changes, but it turns out that he actually didn't need it, especially with the way that this meta went.
It's never good enough, is it?
Oh yeah, you were here. I just refreshed the chat. Yeah, I just saw that you were in here. But honestly, you know, Blue Beetle, seeing what he can do, I've taken back, you know, my thoughts that he needed any kind of buff, because this character, in my opinion, I always knew he was going to be a character that was going to take some time for people to really flesh out at a high level. I mean, that nobody was going to have his potential. Hey, Dab Jr., you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
All right, cool. All right, so yeah, we were just touching up on Blue Beetle for a moment, because honestly, I think this character is, I think he's very
potential
good.
top 10.
And once people truly unlock his potential overall, I think this character might actually have a chance to be top 5. And I'm just saying he might have a chance. He might have a chance. That's as far as I'm taking that. I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he will be soon. I'm just saying that he has the potential to actually get it that far. Because I take a look at what this character has in this current meta, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, if I'm the Blue Beetle community, there's very much else I can say that I'd want this character to have. I mean,
what tools do you see that's going to make him top 5?
Well, he's got pretty damn decent neutral. He's got a projectile that can control the flow of the game, even at a basic level. His trait and air mobility actually allow him to have some tools when it comes to covering ground and putting a fear factor in folks that nobody else has. Especially given the fact that his both versions of the shield bash that he has and the pincer strike that he's got when he's in trait, both of which are safe on block. You just have to make that whiff, and any Blue Beetle player worth their salt is not just gonna just be reckless with it. So he has a fear factor that most characters can't touch. As we see Compros bringing out that Black Canary on stream and actually making the magic happen. But overall, you know, I just think Blue Beetle is a character. It was just always going to take time with people to figure out what truly made him tick, both playing him and playing against him. And honestly, he just has sick potential once all of it comes together.
I keep hearing Chris G is the Blue Beetle god.
Yeah, well, until he actually competes in the game, takes it seriously, and actually shows everybody a little something, well, I'll reserve my judgment on that.
I respect it.
Alright, as we go into the next character on this, which is well, we already talked about Dr. Fate, so let's not keep beating that horse. Just fucking broke. Fucking broke.
He's super broken. I can't wait for Starfire to come out so I can get rid of this character. He's so broken.
Man, you know you're not going nowhere.
Man, if you would have saw the look on my face yesterday, I was playing with Deoxys, right? And I was getting hella bored playing Fate because I was like, man, he's just so broken now. Like, this is actually boring. And I went to the character select screen, I'm looking at my character pool, and I'm like, man, Black Adam, Deadshot, Aquaman, Dr. Fate. I literally just left at the character select screen after I realized, I was like, yeah, fuck this game.
Yeah, you're using all that broke stuff, that broke tech.
Exactly, man, I gotta get on this stuff Eevee and be like, man, I'm just gonna use the character I have fun with.
There you go, and now, going to my character that I'd like to have fun with, but every time I use this character, I just do nothing but get pissed off, and that's Firestorm.
Low tier Storm? Kappa.
Oh my god, Firestorm. If they had just touched up his movement, they'd have just given him better movement in the air and on the ground. Who knows? I'd probably co-main him with Catwoman right now.
Approaching.
Yo, I'm back. I'm back.
I would probably co-main him right now. Yeah, it was good stuff. Echo right there, man. That Black Canary is mean business.
Almost had that comeback though.
You almost did.
Man, so close.
You almost did. And then here's the most downplayed character in the game right now, Flash.
Oh god, he's actually super broke. Honestly, he's like he might be worse than Injustice 1 Flash.
Honestly, Flash, this character, he could not have been downplayed any more than what he was when Honeybee just kept going on and on about the character.
Yeah, how like that's such, I don't even know what to call it, man. Like you know, before Evo, Honeybee is like, oh, Flash is like bottom 5 or you know, whatever, and then the man goes to Evo, gives like he defeats Theo, he fights Dragon twice, like he tried to bring out the Aquaman, then he said, you know what, let me go Flash, and then actually won a game or two. Like,
yeah, man, I'm just like, dude.
You know what?
Down Player of the Year award goes to my boy. Now sponsored by Beast Coast Gaming. Never heard of them, but at the same time, very happy that he found a home now, and can't wait to see what he can do in more tournaments. And
I think Beast Coast is, from what I heard, they're pretty big in the Smash community.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I actually saw that they actually got some Smash players, but at the same time, I'm sitting here just wondering to myself, well, I still hardly ever heard of them. Yeah, but
right.
At the end of the day, you know, good stuff to him. Very happy, and I'm also, and now going into Gorilla Grodd.
Hey, StarCharger.
Yeah.
Yo, Robert, could I have a second to make a point real fast? So, it's about Flash. Now, I want to talk about Flash and characters like him, Scarecrow, these quote-unquote, and Cheetah, these quote-unquote bottom-tier characters that are quote-unquote not even top 10 are being downplayed so hard because they get zoned out or whatever the hell people want to say. But what does it matter when they get in, hit you for 50% with a safe 50-50?
Oh, dude, I was watching Honeybee get that damage with Flash just yesterday, and I even made a point in, you know, I think it was a stream, a video, I forget what it was, but, you know, I got immediate reaction from a lot of folks when I say, you know, they nerfed the damage, they put more damage scaling on Flash's trait combos, and yet Honeybee's still getting damn near 600 or 700 per combo. 700? Damn near 700 per combo. What the fuck was the spelling? I missed it. As we got Bizarro on stream.
Yeah, shout out to Combros bringing out the Bizarro. You know what? This shader, this skin, whatever, it actually makes me hyped to see Superman play.
Flash is broke.
Yo, Bizarro, man, he's just so funny to listen to, man. And you got Grodd, man. I think Grodd is pretty damn good.
You think so?
I actually think when he gets going on you as a character, especially with his new trait stuff, I think he's probably going to have some tech that not a lot of people are willing to admit.
Dude, Omega K.
Yeah, that's what I was about to talk about. Like,
Omega K is a beast.
Dude, some of the videos like, we're talking about Flash, 600-700 damage. Grodd's got it too. Now, I don't know the expense report between the two. You know, I don't know if Grodd has to spend a lot more than Flash does to get that, but I mean, I think Grodd's problem is, and people probably, you know, I don't know, man. Like, you always the only execution heavy character from MKX that you really saw a lot of, as far as like cancels and all that kind of stuff. You didn't see Johnny Cage too much, even when he was pretty good. The only player, and I know you kind of blew him up last week, Silver bringing out the Liu Kang, you know, keeping that composure with the execution. I think that's what it's going to take with Grodd too. But Grodd, like he's so much more execution heavy than anybody in MKX was.
Now,
I don't know. You still had some Aura players, and you still had
yeah, it was crazy.
of course the Cage players and whatnot, but overall, you know, I see your point. Yeah, I see your point. And then
Now, Grodd has a lot of depth. I think he has more depth than Fate, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Like, can you think about all the trait tech that he has that people aren't throwing out yet? Like, man. Oh boy.
His trait is something to be explored. His trait is something to be.
Well, did you guys ever see the vortex that Ketchup and Mustard made before the game came out with Grodd and his trait?
Yeah, the trait in the middle of the combo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude. I'm surprised. No, did that get patched or something?
I don't think so. I just don't think there's. I mean, Omega K is like the only Grodd. I like Coach Steve isn't even really a Grodd anymore. You know, I don't know about now, but you know, I still see him talking about Atrocitus.
Atrocitus,
So,
yeah, that's pretty much, you know, his new K right now. And then, you know, of course, going Harley Quinn, she's still as stupid as ever. She's still as
Probably one of. She's definitely top 5 in this meta.
Definitely. And then you got Joker. Honestly, I think Joker is pretty much the same. I mean, he, as a character though, I'd have been careful about how I would have gone about buffing him, even if they did buff him. He didn't really get any kind of change outside of fixing some bugs, but outside of that, you know, he's really the same, and I think he still has potential to possibly make something happen now that a lot of the upper tiers got brought down a peg or two, but it's still Joker. It's still Joker. I'm still gonna be hype as hell whenever I see one doing well at a high level, because it's a fun thing to watch. And then there's Poison Ivy. Yeah, Poison Ivy. I think this character. I thought she was a pseudo Aquaman in the first meta. In fact, not much has changed there, but she actually got a couple of cool things that actually might actually help her out at a high level. But I still think she's gonna struggle in some matches. But she's looking pretty salty as we're just trying to get through these now. I mean, what do you guys have on Poison Ivy?
I personally think she's good. I think she's really good. It's just she's one of those high execution ass characters though. Very high execution and high skill cap.
Oh, is she?
Yeah. She's very, very, very annoying.
Honestly, I think she's very annoying because you know,
approaching Metropolis.
her forward 3 is one of the people complain about you know, stuff like, you know, my back 3, you know, they didn't want to look at, you know, stuff like Poison Ivy's forward 3. A double hitting forward advancing move that goes half screen, breaks armor.
Wait, it's double hitting?
It's double hitting, bro.
She does a double drop kick kind of thing.
Oh.
This thing breaks armor. On top of having its own if she spends the resource. Quite frankly, this is one of those kinds of characters that, you know, another character that if they were going to buff her, you know, they better be very careful on how they do it, because she's just got all kinds of dumbness.
Right.
And then,
yeah, I can imagine she's really hard for like a Catwoman or a Robin. You know, especially when she gets you knocked down and she brings out the Yoshi. I can imagine it's really tough. I think we even saw Dragon bring out Poison Ivy against Honeybee on War of the Gods one time. He was using Flash, and like it was just like, Jesus, what does Flash do? Like, you just got to sit there and just take the chip, really.
I almost cried laughing when Dragon brought out Poison Ivy on top 8 of Evo. Yeah, that was what he started out Evo top 8 with. I was just like, dude, don't lie to these folks. You know damn well you have not been using Poison Ivy in this tournament.
Exactly.
You know damn well you've not done that.
No. It ain't ever gonna happen.
Yeah, that was too funny. I mean, everybody put him on blast for that, and then he switched to Aquaman and got the job done. But honestly, yeah, I think Poison Ivy mains, they're gonna have enough to keep them satisfied, or at least they better, because there's not much else I can think of giving that dumb character without her being stupid, or more stupid than she already is. And then speaking of which, you go into Red Hood, who honestly I think he's the same as he ever was.
Yeah,
he's really good.
Bro,
he's
you
still
know what?
easily top 10.
on stream they were.
Oh no, Compros had a connection.
All right, my bad.
So sorry about that. Go ahead.
Damn.
Continue.
Oh, what was I talking about? Oh, his wake up. So his forward lunge or whatever it's called, the
lethal lunge,
whatever. Yeah. So they were like, yeah, we slowed down the startup because it's not supposed to be a wake up. It looks like I got kicked out too.
Man.
And then you look at the frame data, and it was only made 1 frame slower. But
Jesus Christ.
So it's still, pretty much
can
be that. But you can stuff it, man.
You
can really stuff it, yeah.
You can, and then going into Robin is still just as crazy, as he was before, and
he's really good.
Yeah, I don't see any reason for anybody to think that he's bad anymore. I mean, I'd never really thought that there was much of a good reason to think he was bad, even when you looked at his bad matchups. I always thought this was a character that, people should just stop, crying and just start playing the game. And sure enough, he's got a lot of really good tools at his disposal. And speaking of a lot of good tools at their disposal, I'm looking straight at Supergirl.
She's really good.
Firestorm.
Supergirl, if they are not happy about what they've got right now, then at this point just shut that community down, start from scratch, don't listen to them anymore, because they've got more than what would make most characters very, very satisfied.
Yeah, her trait lasers, those things got hella block stun. She can really do, like meter build wise, her projectile game isn't like, incredible, but keeping zoners in check, not only with her lasers, but her teleport, her damage now, like, come on, man.
I mean, overall, I look at this character and I'm just thinking to myself, good lord, what in the world is she lacking now that, would have people thinking that she's still not good? I mean,
exactly. Even before, she was really strong.
All right, let me re-invite everybody to this King of the Hill. Let me see what we can do here. Oh, we got that.
Yes, somebody's in there messing the connections up.
There we go. And King of the Hill. I'm gonna add you. I'm gonna add you. Wait a minute, he's gone. I'm gonna add you. And I don't see Compros in here anymore. And
no.
I'm gonna add you. Well, that's okay. I hope Compros comes back because that canary is very fire when you watch it. I really like
man.
watching
I want to run another game, man. That was a close one. Beetle's got some dirty stuff, dude. I'm not gonna reveal it because me and I don't even know if the guy I'm working with wants me to say who it is, but Beetle's got some. He's got some hidden stuff in there. On paper, he looks like pretty simple, but he's got some stuff, man.
Who does?
Beetle.
Beetle, honestly, he has some of the most devastating 50-50s in the game.
Bro, I'm telling you.
That character finally gets a lick on you and then plays that hit and run where he can just build that meter with his blast.
Deadshot.
In all honesty, I think he's got the best zoning projectile outside of possibly Deadshot in the whole game. And he's got the best dual purpose projectile in the game because he can do it in air and on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
That thing's got some utility.
Yeah. It's like, that's what when people ask me about Beetle, which not a whole lot do, not a whole lot of people know that I can play him. He's like my utility character. If I feel like Fate, like if I'm going against Deadshot, I'm going to go Beetle because I can stay in the air. I can make Deadshot, have to make the reads to do the air shots. And if he does the machine guns, I'm just going to fly right over and punish. But some of Beetle's setups, man, he's got some dirty stuff in there. And some damaging dirty stuff too. It's pretty crazy.
I can agree. Honestly, Beetle, once people really figure out how to use that character and bring his potential out completely, like I said, he might actually enter some top 5 discussion. And when he does, it's going to be a scary thing because he's a character, if you have a game plan using him, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. He's a hard character to beat.
He's a hard character to keep out of the air, too.
True that. And speaking of a hard character to keep out of the air, Superman.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. He's still very good. He's just a good design character.
I mean, 4-2-3 is all you need. As long as they didn't touch that, Super players are gonna be good. Moving on.
Exactly.
I was like, dude, this character, he's like a bowling shoe, man. Yeah, the term bowling shoe ugly offense was created for Superman, because God, he's not complicated. It's the most simple thing in the world. A bowling shoe is the most simple thing in the world, but it's effective enough to always get the job done and making sure you don't slip on the bowling alley and you actually get your strike. And when it comes to Superman, same thing. Same exact thing. If you want to rush down with Supes, you can. If you want to zone with Supes, you can. It's that easy.
Exactly.
It's that easy. It just so happens that he just does not have that crazy full screen armor move that he once had that was just eating everybody's lunch.
Firestorm.
Yeah, exactly. that move was stupid, man. Like, you're just sitting there playing patient, waiting for your time, and then, all of a sudden, here comes a Superman punch.
Yeah, he
and on top of the
full
pushback,
screen,
and oh boy,
so dumb. His air laser, that thing is so dumb. That's the only thing I
I couldn't agree more. The trajectory of that thing is just dumb.
Like, it goes all the way to the top of the... Like, you can be in your jump arc, almost about to hit him, and then it just, like, really? Come on, man.
Yeah, and then he blows you up and blows you away with the meter burn version for a giant chunk of damage.
Exactly.
Like I said, man, bowling shoe ugly.
Yeah.
Bowling shoe ugly.
No matter what you do to that character, he's always going to be very good. Always.
He's a hard character to condition too, because if your character don't have good answers, Superman doesn't have I don't know that he doesn't have too many options, but usually people play him like y'all were talking about 4-2-3 or the air laser game, and that's about it. You're like, all right, I'm gonna make Superman stay grounded. Oh no, he's not gonna stay grounded because that's the only tool he has in the air. Like, like come on, man, I can't condition this dude.
It's funny because I was thinking about it the other day. I was talking to my best friend about it, his Superman main, and I was like, man, what could they do to make Superman actually, not really all that good? And he was like, dude, even if forward 2-3 and breath was punishable, he'd still be really good. Because then he just
4-2-3 was a high, he'd be stupid good.
Oh man,
Black Canary,
exactly.
Firestorm.
That character's just so good.
And then moving on from Super Dork, we're going into Swamp Thing. Swamp Bay, man. They didn't give him the whole chocolate bar. They gave him a few Hershey's Kisses here and there, but I actually think I actually think if people put in the time with him, he's gonna be pretty deadly. And that his trait got buffed, which I think it deserves to be, man.
Yeah. It's his design. It's just a bottom tier design, honestly. If anything, that's all I think. It's just a bottom tier.
Great on paper.
Yeah, but then when you put it up against Fate, Deadshot, Superman, Atom, characters like that, yeah, then it's like, well, GG's.
Yeah, like what does he have that can compete with that? That isn't a gear move. I don't even know that much about his gear moves to really even say that any of them would help if they were available.
Me either, to be honest. But sadly, that's the story for Swamp Thing in the when you put him against the entire cast. I don't think he has any winning matches now. I really think about it.
Yeah, I can't imagine he does. It'd be nice to get Decay on here, hear him talk, because Decay's about the only Swamp Thing around anymore.
Yeah, Nick has pretty much moved on to Supes. Although I'd love to get his take as well when it comes to the Swamp Thing, since of course he was known for Swamp Thing early on. And
Homies, I think, was playing him a little bit at the beginning too. DJ Homies, but I don't know, man. Even with the buffs, the stuff I've heard about him, it doesn't seem like it helped, but it really didn't. Yeah, it didn't do enough. If you don't know that matchup, though, if you haven't gained that experience, he can eat you up. because he does have some mix in there. You know, he's got a couple dirty things, but yeah, once you start blocking correctly and knowing what he can do, it gets pretty easy.
That was a very good match on stream just now. That was really nice. And then, yeah, agreed. You know, just like I just thought he needed a little bit more of an extra push, especially when it comes to zoners. But then again, I like. Who knows? Maybe somebody's figured something out that we're not aware of, and we can probably see that down the road. Either way, I look forward to seeing more of Swamp Thing because I think he's one of the hypest characters in the flipping game right now to watch.
Oh yeah.
And then ending our talk on the patches, it's gone over a little bit more than I thought it was. But then again, it's been a fun discussion, so who cares?
Well,
it's been.
I have one question I want to ask both of you though about the patch. So, what happened to Batman that's made him quote unquote bad? I don't get it. I didn't see enough of that.
I missed the memo on what makes Batman bad. Because quite frankly, I wasn't aware anybody even considered him bad.
Oh, I've heard it a lot. It's because, like his upward meter burn batarang. So if he does it mid-screen, by the time he finishes the animation, dashes up, and tries to do a normal or a jump in, he's neutral.
And this goes to the grounded batarang too, I believe.
Yeah, so he can't just mindlessly pressure you with meter until you're in the corner. Now, if you're in the corner, it acts the same way as it pretty much always did, because he's right there. But yeah, mid-screen, you know, you're neutral by the time he closes back in on you. So you can poke him, you can anti-air him, you can do whatever.
Okay.
That is crazy.
That's really good.
And yeah, that's just like one of those kind of things where you can't just flat out abuse people with 30-second block strings now.
Yeah, that's actually not. I don't care what Batman players say when they're like, well, he doesn't have any overhead mix-up. Nah,
stop,
strike
man, stop.
I mean, push block was always, that's one thing. I played Silver a couple weeks ago, and I felt really bad, but it was when he was prepping to face Peanut for War of the Gods Top 8. So he hit me up, asked me for Fade experience to run it. So we ran it, and I mean, he was probably more favored in games than I was. I don't think I won as many as he did, but one thing I wasn't doing, I felt so bad after watching him play, you know, his push block. That was something I wasn't doing hardly at all, if any. And that's all Peanut did to every time Silver Eye got in with Batman, he push blocked and just go back to zoning. And I had to apologize to him, like, dude, I'm so sorry. Because, like, I think it was like week 3 of War of the Gods. And the first couple weeks this game was out, like, you know, I'm like, all right, I'm going to be air attacking, I'm going to be push blocking. But when you push block and you get clash or you get hit, like, you start saying, like, okay, this is dumb. Like,
you start saying, whiskey tango fox trot.
Yeah. So, you know, I just kind of put that on the back burner, like, I'll just get used to that later, or maybe they'll change it, but yeah, that kind of thing. So, going back to my point, yeah, I mean, you can always push block Batman, but, you know, if he staggers and you're still sitting there holding forward and block, GG's.
Yeah, basically, and that's a lot of problems in this game, like try and rush, of course. You know, they came on stream last week when it came to their balance talk on the NetherRealm channel, and talked about how the reasoning for the whole forward to end meter burn when it came to push block was so that people can super through gaps without getting push blocked by accident. I'm sorry. I don't buy it. If you think that bad as far as execution goes, when it comes to pressing 2 buttons, we're not doing commands into something to get a super. We're doing 2 button supers in this game. If you can't time your shit well enough with 2 buttons at the same time in a gap of a string or whatever circumstance shows you that opportunity, guess what? It's you as the player. It ain't the game's fault. It ain't the game's fault, Paulo. Using that as a reason to pretty much make one of the few universal mechanics that actually made Injustice 1 pretty good, more or less, when it came to its overall mechanics, and then you turn it into utter garbage because of that reason? Is that the best you can do?
Oh, okay. So I guess we're just gonna say that Shoryuken has a forward input, so you can, you don't mess up in Hadoken through a fucking blockstream.
I'm fucking telling you, bro. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna have mercy on your soul.
Y'all gotta
time.
Is that the
Just know
best
in my
y'all
head,
can
Paulo.
think of?
No, I'm gonna have mercy upon your soul right now, Paulo. But just know, deep down in my heart, I think you're a fucking idiot.
Oh, jeez.
Jesus Christ.
Nah, I didn't go there, but hey, damn.
Oh, man.
No chill, remember?
No chill.
And speaking of no chill, we're going to go into a character that I thought really did not deserve any buffs whatsoever, but she got them anyway. And there we just saw her briefly on screen, Wonder Woman.
Oh, Lord, she didn't need anything.
Why she got what she got, I'll never understand.
If she needed any buffs, all it needed to be was a selective trait. That is it. That's it.
Yeah, I'm just like, dude.
Even that would be scary.
Even that's scary as hell. But her getting all the other stuff she got, I'm just like, bruh. Why? Why would you make her mid-hitting projectile? Why would you make that safer? Why would you make that safer?
What the fuck?
I mean, it already has priority over all the other projectiles in the game. Why make it safer?
Oh, man.
That character in general, she's just a headache. She's just a headache.
She's a weird one, man. She's one of a kind character in this game. Like, she's not really rushed down, but she's not a zoner either.
She's a jack of all trades.
Yeah, like she's got a little bit of everything.
Is gonna wipe the
to be honest, I've only faced maybe 2 good Wonder Woman's retro tech, and Faceless Man. That's about the only 2.
No. Play
I have not
Acromaniac.
played Young Monsters
Acro?
Wonder Woman yet.
No, play Acromaniac.
I've already bodied his.
the best.
I've already bodied
Oh,
his
shit.
Wonder Woman, and quite frankly, he does not impress me.
Really?
In all honesty, and it shows. It even showed at Defend the North, man. Everybody's like, keep your eyes on Acromaniac, and he gets blown the fuck up on Defend the North. He got absolutely destroyed, as I thought he would.
Who bodied him?
I'd have to go into that. In fact, that's actually our next topic. Going into what's happened with the tournaments that have happened so far. That have had an implication on the Injustice Pro Series, and then of course all that's going on in the Pro Series, Hometown Heroes, and War of the Gods. So as everybody knows, Defend the North happened, and you had some upsets in that tournament. You had some death brackets in that tournament. It had a little bit of everything, and it was just a ranking event as far as the Pro Series was concerned.
Fighters approaching contact.
Honestly, I still consider that a major because of what all it brings to the table, and given of course the talent that assembled for it. But as far as the Pro Series went, it was only 70 points to the winner, and no gigantic pot bonus went out to the victor, which just so happened to be, of course, a guy that doesn't really need much of a stimulus to his income when it comes to gaming, SonicFox. And going into these pools, man, I remember our projections when it came to these pools, boys, from last week's show. Do you guys remember our projections? Who gets the guys that we said we're gonna make it out and we're gonna do work?
I'm gonna pull up those brackets now because I remember the people I picked, but I don't remember who was in each other's pool.
Well, we had White Boy, Silverite, Newbie, and all those other guys in pool A1. So at the same time, Silverite made it out in winners. White Boy made it out in losers, and then of course, going into the top 16.
One of us predicted that.
Yeah, I actually predicted that White Boy would come out of winners and Silverite losers, but it came out the opposite way. But the thing about that is, White Boy actually wound up making it to top 8 by upsetting the Evo champ Dragon in losers and eliminating him before top 8 of the tournament.
Wow.
And then Silverai, he loses to Theo in winners, and then goes on to lose to Gurr in losers, who pulled off a major upset in order to get in the top 8. So
yeah, he beat Silverai.
Yeah, he beat Silverai. So as far as those two are concerned, it was still a very good scenario as far as my pick didn't get out in winners. My pick didn't come to fruition. It got flip-flopped, but the guy that I had coming out in winners of the pool, he made top 8, and the guy that came out in winners of that pool, he got eliminated before top 8 began. And since this is a ranking event, you only get points for top 8.
Fighters approaching Red Sun Prison.
Yeah, you're talking about Silverai got put in losers by Theo, and then Silverai went to play Gurr, and as you mentioned, Gurr eliminated him 3-2.
Yes.
Yeah, man, this is looking at these just visually is like, wow. I mean, for once, it's good to see Destroyer putting in some work. I mean, he was an absolute presence, with his Predator, one of the only really good Predators in MKX.
In the history of
finally finding his footing here. He took out Rio 3-1 and made top 8.
Well, I mean, would you guys really consider Rio a notable player to beat these days, though?
Well, when you put it that way, I mean, in all honesty, Rio is Rio, and a lot of his prowess when it comes to NRS games came from MK9 and, of course, the early goings of Injustice 1.
Right.
And so he hasn't really been, like that dominant level of Rio that we knew back then with MKX and so far in Injustice 2. And so that's a good question. But at the end of the day, it's just like, dude, Rio, he still found a way, in a couple of tournaments here and there to try and get some of his bones. But in terms of being that high level of a victory with what we've seen so far with the scene, I actually have to say no.
Yeah,
I
agree.
No.
I mean,
right now.
I agree.
Right now, I
agree.
say no.
It's like of course he'll whack all the random. He won't get beat by some random. But as far as like the top players who really put the time into grinding and getting high level play-in practice all the time, no.
And he had a big opportunity to try and turn around a lot of that perspective in this tournament, defend the North. He got out of his pool in winners, but then lost 3-0 to Gross, and then lost 3-1 to Destroyer, who both made top 8. And so going down by a grand total of 6 games to 1 in that top 16 when he got out of his pool in winners, that doesn't really help a lot of the cause to turn around that perspective. And he still got 9th in the tournament and still came out of a pool that had him and Costner and the Magician. He came out of that pool, and him, Costner, Magician, and Sunio were all in that pool. And he came out of that pool in winners, and Costner and Sunio got eliminated while Magician came out in losers. Magician, who used Flash to make it in the top 16, but that was as far as he got. But yeah, to your point,
Flash is gross.
To your point, yeah, as far as Rio goes in this game, he's not what I'd call a top presence. But then again, not yet.
Right.
I'd say not yet.
I agree deeply.
And your thoughts, Echo?
As far as Rio, I mean, Rio, the respect is there. I mean, obviously, if you run into Rio in your pool, you can't walk into that like, he ain't really done much. Like, he's gonna bring it. But like you guys said, he's always a presence in those tournaments. And I want to say Costner may have been your pick, StarCharger, I think.
Yes.
To make it out. Yeah.
Yes, going back and looking at that pool, I do believe I said I had Rio and Costner getting out of that pool.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, so Rio kept up his end of the bargain, but Costner got eliminated a bit too soon.
I mean,
I bet you're a little happy about that, aren't you, Echo?
Man, I ain't got nothing to say about that one.
I'm sorry, man. I just couldn't resist.
Hey, man, it is what it is.
Black Canary.
And then,
you know what's confusing, man, is like some of the people that I have apparent beef with are people that I've like never even had a conversation with. Like people I've never even talked to. Yeah, like Buffalo was my big first. Apparently, my big first beef in this scene from when I went to TCW last year in September, and started off like there was a hotel. I don't think, neither one of you went to TCW last year.
No, I did not.
So there was a couple hotels within walking distance, and so I left the venue to go put my stuff in my room, and I run into Buffalo's. His dad downstairs, and I didn't know it at the time, but he was like, "Hey, are you here for the tournament?" And I said, "Yeah," and then he said he was Buffalo's dad, and we talked for a while. And then I went to the venue, and then Buffalo walks up, and me and Aquaman have talked about it on stream, how like just a year ago, not even a year ago, like he was, I don't know, Buffalo's probably like 5'8", 5'9", like normal size for his age. So, you know, we're talking Ninja Turtles, like I'm wearing a Ninja Turtle shirt, we're talking about it, just joking around. And then that was it. And then the next day when Bull started, it was Tweety versus Buffalo. And apparently at some point I said, "Hey, are you ready to lose?" And I didn't even know I said that until Season 2 of Combat Cup.
Whoa!
Like, yeah.
You just told the kid out of nowhere, "I hope you're ready to lose"?
No, that's what I was told that I said, because I'd never heard of this until I got beat by Buffalo on a hottie on Combat Cup, and he's like, "Yo," on Twitter he posted, "Combat Cup just DQ me. I just beat Echo and whatever I don't even remember what round it was." So they DQ'd him, and then this whole thing started in the chat, like, you know, fuck Echo, you know, he told me and my parents that I was gonna lose and all this stuff, and I'm like, what the really? Like, when did this happen? I don't know about it. So it really made me mad, because I'm like, I can't even defend myself, because I had no idea this even existed, for one. So yeah, that turned into something, and I eventually blocked him because I was tired of dealing with it. But you know what was really crazy is there was even so many people asking him. One really big one that shocked me was Ketchup. Actually, just before I blocked Buffalo, Ketchup asked Buffalo for the details of what's going on, but nobody ever hit me up, like, outside of my circle, you know, anybody that didn't even know what was going on. Nobody hit me up. So I took a really big offense to that, because I'm like, y'all really believe in this, like, you know what I mean, a 15-year-old kid just saying this stuff? I had no idea this even existed. This is really happening? Okay. So come to find out, I guess Costner and Buffalo are pretty tight, so maybe that's Costner's beef with me. I have no idea, but it really sucks to have beef that you just had nothing to even do with. It's stupid.
Yeah. Excuse my French, no offense to Costner, because I know he is, but that's pretty fucking gay.
It's stupid, dude. It's so stupid. Like,
oh yeah, you know, fuck Echo, because, you know, apparently he says some lines. I mean, he didn't even know he said it, but he said it. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, man, it's just like, and I guess because there was a thing I was trying to defend Tweety, which this is back when I defended him. I got blocked again by him, by the way.
Defending Tweety, talk like about a lost cause.
Yeah,
man, I know how you feel about that.
Like, you know, because Tweety doesn't have a whole lot of people in his corner, you know, and speaking of TCW, I was one of the people that helped Tweety. I was one of the people that helped Tweety on his little journey to his first event, right? I didn't pay for anything except for maybe a dinner. Who is laughing?
That's Junior cracking up, man.
He's talking, you're telling all this stuff, and then you don't have a whole lot of feelings for it. Fuck no, you don't.
So Tweety stayed in our hotel room, so like I didn't really. I was like, okay, if this dude wants to show everybody up, I'm gonna be part part of helping him do that. So he stayed with me at TCW free of charge in the hotel. But anyway, so I'm like on Tweety's side. I think this is when Honeybee and Tweety were getting into it about, you know, see me in MKX, see me in Injustice 1, all this stuff. So, you know, a lot of people are backing Honeybee, and Honeybee I have great respect for. But, you know, I was kind of defending, like, you know, who's still playing MKX and making some money? Like, that's to me was the bottom line. Like, I know Honeybee, you know, asserted himself in MKX early on, but then he just stopped playing. He didn't like it anymore. His character got nerfed, and that was it. But you know, on the other hand, like Tweety's still competing, he's still getting money, he's still going to events. So like, it's hard to hate on somebody that's doing that when that's, as a community, that's what we kind of preach to people is go to events, meet people, make friends, get sets, you know, get better, blah blah blah. So then at some point, Foxy Grandpa comes in. And, yeah, and then he said I shit on, I'm going to try and quote this right, I shit on established players. And I was like, why did he say that? And then that's yeah, and I'm like, where did that come from? Like, yeah, like, okay. And then that's something Costner said in that whole thing with blaming the commentator for saying I teabagged all this shit. And I'm like, where did that come? I want to know. And I asked both of them. I said, can you show me what you're talking about? Because I have no idea. Like, I'm not just going around like, yeah, just fuck those guys because whatever. It's I don't know, man. It could just be
let's go more
because
into detail about this. Oh, what happened when Foxy came in?
Crazy, man.
Well, there was a lot of people. I mean, Pig was involved. Honeybee was involved.
Well, of course, Pig's involved.
Yeah, there was a lot of people coming in and going out, and I wasn't in it for very long. I just wanted to kind of be like, yo, you know, Tweety's at least still playing the game. Like, we can't completely just say he's nothing. If you ask me now, I might say something different because I don't understand what the hell his point is. But
I mean,
yeah,
I don't. You didn't tell us the detail just yet about what the deal is between you and Tweety. So. Just considering the fact that it's you and you're really chill, and like you're hella cool, I do gotta roast Tweety on one front for having beef with you. And the roast that I'm gonna drop on Tweety is his characters may be top tier, yes, but his hygiene is day one katana tier. Like it smells like that dude's using cheeseburgers for deodorant. Like, bro.
He actually said,
Begin.
And you want to know something? That's still an upgrade from the Smash community. I mean, if there's any one thing I can thank God about the NRS scene is that, you know, we're not a scene that actually uses our BO as a weapon against each other in tournaments.
Let me tell you something. This is the most disgusting thing I ever seen in my life. This was last year at EVO, right? So I'm walking around with my crew and all. And we walk by the Smash area, right? This dude is from the Smash community, fat white dude, he's sagging his pants. Meanwhile, you could clearly see under his tiny whiteies, this dude had a skid mark in his underwear. Like, what? What? I'm done with this.
Yes!
I'm done with this. The
skid mark in the whitey tighties!
Oh man.
Oh.
and he was sagging. Oh my god, bro. Look, this ain't even close to that. But did y'all see that picture from? I don't know who took it, but it was of Big D sitting at the. I think it was MKX stream station for Combo Breaker, and Big D sitting up there and his ass crack is showing. Like, not just his ass crack. I need to take that back. Like half his ass is showing. Like, he's sitting up there at the stream station on a little stage, and somebody took the picture and posted it on Twitter and kind of blew him up. And it was like, damn.
Alright.
It was like, damn.
Alright, well, back to defend the crack. I mean, defend the north.
Sure, I'm sure a lot of people saw that picture. It was pretty funny. But I love Big D. That's not a shot at him. That was just a funny thing, speaking of asses.
That's funny.
He's so nice though.
Yeah, D is good people. Alright, going back to defend the north.
Yeah, going back to defend the north right quick. You got
How the fuck do
Theo
we get
and
where? How do we go from Defend the North to wherever we
Black
went to?
Canary.
man,
Red Hood.
get a load of
Let's
this
go.
pool that Theo had to come out of in order to win, in order to come in the top 16 and eventually go into top 8. This was just his pool. Now you see, the thing with Defend the North was, if you late reg for this tournament, if you did not early reg, you just got thrown into this. Remember that D2 pool that was completely and totally vacant when we were trying to look at pools? And this was the late reg pool, folks. And get a load of the names that were in this pool if you late reg. Alright, so you have Acromaniac, who I already told you was fraud. Alright, but you still had him in touting the Wonder Woman banner. Echo Fox Theo, Faceless Man, Wonder Woman, Circus Suicide Master, KDZ, Echo Fox Scar, and King Raj.
Damn. I just want to throw something out there. Katie's is a bro. Kappa.
Damn. I can't say that because I still lost the man. If I had beaten KDZ at Combo Breaker, I would have gotten top 8 at Combo Breaker. But
Okay, speaking of Combo Breaker, I want to bring this up for a split second. How did it feel whooping Plain to Win's ass at Combo Breaker?
we'll get into that after. Hold that thought until we interview Full Auto. Hold that thought when we interview Full Auto here in a little bit after we get past the rest of these points. You just write it down, make a note of it, then ask me again, and I will say so.
We got to stay on track here. We can't even make it through Defend the North.
So, yo, right now, and of course, by the way, my boy STDX2 Easy was also in this pool too.
His first opponent was fucking Scar.
His first opponent was Scar. I mean, you got a lot of guys that had some pretty intense first opponents. I mean, Echo Fox Theo, man, his first opponent was Faceless Man. That's a guy I never won as a first opponent.
Faceless Man's good, man. I don't know how many people know who Faceless Man is, but
I know
he's
of him.
a good player. He's a good person too.
I'm just waiting for him to break out right now, but ultimately, yeah, this pool had Scar and Theo go up into winners finals with each other, and Theo came out on top of that. And then I believe our picks actually came out of this pool. Our picks were both of the Echo Fox contingent, which were Theo and Scar, and that's exactly what happened, which means guys like KDZ, Suicide Master, Faceless Man, STDX 2 Easy, and King Raj all drowned in that pool.
Damn.
I mean, this was a rugged pool.
Black Canary.
That is rugged.
You know what, man? Looking at, I don't know about y'all, but today my Twitter feed is blown up with Summer Jam registration.
We'll
SonicFox,
get in that.
Scar, a lot of people signed up for Summer Jam. I don't know if it was today, but they retweeted it today along with a shit ton of other ones.
Well, that's the next
hopefully they do this
premiere
again.
after, of course, Viennality this upcoming weekend, and we'll get into Summer Jam. Yeah, of course. Tune in next week. Yeah, we'll really get into the meat and potatoes with Summer Jam. But yeah, you're right, man. A lot of guys, especially for Pro Series purposes, man. It's getting to that point where guys that were pretty high up there in points or on the lower end, some of them were like, okay, I think I can afford to just sit and wait until my next homecoming major. Or it's just like they see the ground some guys are already making and starting to get up there with the seeding, and all of a sudden it's just like, oh no, I can't wait. I got to get out to this tournament now. I have to get out to this major now. And this is what I love. This is what it's all about, getting out and traveling and actually seeing folks do work at the grassroots tournaments, at the community events, and playing the game offline at the highest level. This is what I love so much about the Pro Series. This is what I love so much about it. I mean, you have a dozen Americans going, or North Americans going over into Vienna, Austria for Viennality this weekend.
Yeah,
a lot of that's for the first time ever.
Yeah, this is craziness, and I love it.
Europe's about to get exposed.
And yeah, we'll get right into that, really quickly right after we finish up with Defend the North, where it's in this pool, DR Gross came out of his pool with Coach Steve in tow. Yeah, Coach Steve had to defeat Cupcake, everybody's favorite lab monster, You know, who also got top 8 in Killer Instinct too, by the way. So congrats to Cupcake.
Congratulations.
Oh yeah, but Cupcake, he's a killer in Killer Instinct and always has been.
He's dope.
Yeah, so yeah, which is why I love seeing him along with a lot of the Killer Instinct contingent, like Circa Nikki, who did work this weekend, and he actually got top 16 this weekend, but unfortunately lost 3-0 to Gurr.
Fighters approaching.
Gross made top 8 after blanking Rio. And then to just complete the rest of the pools, man, you got Hayate, who came out of his pool and winners and then defeated Dragon to make top 8 winners. And then you had, of course, Destroyer. Now, here's another guy that I never heard of up until this tournament. Frank Priz, who came out of Hayate's pool. And just to look through a few things that he did. I mean, he wound up getting out of the pool in losers, and I'm just like, do you guys know who Frank Priz was? Did you know who he was before this tournament?
I never heard of him.
Yeah, well, he got that top 16 losers and did so with Supergirl.
I will say,
all
the
Supergirl.
The losers side of that pool doesn't look. Really
it doesn't look inspiring, no, but at the same time, the fact that he made it through with all Supergirl and then eventually taking that set with Destroyer was actually a pretty good set. He actually played Destroyer pretty hardcore.
Nice. That's super cool to hear that, man.
That was pre-patch Supergirl.
Yeah, that's pre-patch Supergirl, and he did work with her.
That's super sick.
And then, of course,
took a game off Destroyer too.
Yeah, did anybody see what happened to Dragon coming? Him losing in top 16 and not making top 8 at all.
Don't waste my time.
Right, this was a ranking event. This was not a huge event for points in terms of the Pro Series, although the points were still on the line, and you have SonicFox now going up on Dragon pretty hardcore in the point standings, pretty much putting a pretty firm grip on that #1 seed that he and Dragon were tied for after Evo. So,
well, I want to be real about it. No discredit to Dragon at all.
Captain Cole.
But
Batman.
I really feel like Evo was the luck of the draw at that tournament. He didn't have to worry about running into Sonic or anyone that's a really big threat
Fighters
to him.
approaching the Batcave.
Just my opinion.
So Dragon got lucky at Evo. Luck of the draw boys at Evo.
Begin.
Possibly. I don't really want to throw that out there and like...
Well, you want to know something? Evo actually does have that kind of a weird effect on people where, you know,
It does.
I expected to see guys like KDZ and whatnot before I even reached top 32, and I expected that to be, you know, a pretty intense match. And then, of course, hearing what Justin Wong did to Theo at the Foxconn event that Echo Fox hosted themselves, and he actually beat Theo and won that tournament using Black Adam. He beat Scar and Theo, the guys that play the game, using Black Adam, if I heard correctly. And then to hear that he didn't really even compete in his pool, both of those were two guys that were in my path before top 32. And then, of course, they wound up losing, and I had to play Relentless instead. I mean, everybody's, you know, looking at my path. They thought, oh, Relentless, well, that's not a big name. Not a big name, but he beat some pretty good names in order to make it as far as he did to play me. So don't discredit the victory. And so, yeah, Evo's always been that kind of a meat grinder for the NRS scene, where it's just like anybody can, and everybody can really just make it out and completely and totally surprise the scene by doing some work at unexpected times. So, hey man, that's the beauty of the game, man. You gotta play it. It's not played on paper. I mean, hell, Pig of the Hut damn near 3-0'd Honeybee. Honeybee had to reverse 3-0 Pig of the Hut in order to make top 32 winners, but not a lot of people heard of that.
Wait, who did they play? What characters?
It was Atrocitus versus Flash. Yeah, Pig of the Hut actually had to. He was using Atrocitus, and he was up 2-0 on Honeybee, and Honeybee had to reverse 3-0 him in order to come out of that situation and winners. I mean, quite frankly, I'd have much rather preferred to play Pig of the Hut because I would have much rather go with a match that I really prepared hardcore for with Atrocitus than a match that I didn't quite prepare as much for as I should have. I still prepared for it, but at the same time, you know, at that level of flash play, that I wasn't prepared for. So who knows? But then again, you know, it's just like, hey, you got to play who's in front of you. I mean, people can say whatever they want about who's in somebody's path. At the end of the day, you got to play whoever you got to play. I mean, that's it. That's all.
No, Beaton said it perfectly. Beaton said it perfectly. Dragon didn't have to play Theo, Sonic, or Samich.
I didn't even know. I'm just now seeing Beaton in the stream, man. How's it going, Beaton? And but at the same time, like I said, man, you got to play who's in your path. And at that point, it's just like, you don't know who the person in your path may have actually had to defeat in order to get that far in order to face you. They could have probably taken down one of those big names that you were expecting to see. And at that point, the pressure's really on to try and, you know, make things happen. Because, dude, this guy beat such and such, and I don't even know who he uses. Or this guy beat such and such, and nobody saw it coming. Perhaps he leveled up big time before this tournament. You just don't know. I mean, using that against somebody, I mean, it's one of those kinds of things where I just don't like the thought of doing it. I just really don't like the thought of doing it because at the end of the day, it's a tournament and you got to play whoever's in front of you. And everybody's path, in my opinion, was really something where, dude, there was no easy road. If you were going to medal at EVO, there was no easy road to do it.
Well, wasn't there a scandal at EVO and them giving Perfect Legend like the craziest path to make top 8 at MK9 one year?
Oh yeah, it was the second year, man. Him and Rio actually played for like top 32 or something that year. I remember I was there. It was a craziness. It was an EVO Grand Finals run back before you even got to top 32. So go figure. And overall, you know, it's just like, yeah, you gotta just play whoever's in your path, and then of course, looking at top 8 at Defend the North, I mean, you had SonicFox winning the tournament, Forever King, then hold on, let me get the full standings right here. Yeah, you had SonicFox, then Forever King, then Gross, then White Boy. Yeah, Hayate and Theo both combined for 5th place, and then Gura and Destroyer both tied for 7th. So, man, it was a really fun tournament. It was a really fun top 8 to watch. And SonicFox basically won the whole thing without dropping a set. And so, congrats to him. And from there, we move on to Viennality. And
Black Canary,
my
Blue
word,
Beetle.
you know, Dad Jr.
Approaching conduct.
Yo.
You know, you saw, you heard me say that pool that had, you know, all those guys in that late red section of
That was ridiculous.
Of Defend the North, right? Well,
yeah.
Imagine that thing being the case for everybody's pool, and everybody's pool just being an international slugfest. And that's exactly what you have right now with Viennality right now. Viennality is, I'm looking at the pools right now, and this is just something stupid. This tournament is just something stupid right now. Let me just rattle off let me just go through all of the names in these pools, right? I'm just going to go through all of them, and then we're going to talk about this at the end real quick before we go into the first interview of the night. And that is, all right, we're going to start with Pool 1, which has Noble Dragon from the USA, Razor Shin from Singapore, Kraken from Italy, Alfif Lord Drac from France, Nausea from the United Kingdom, Dejani from South Africa. I didn't even know you had South African folk that played the game, but let's continue. Leandries from Austria, Zabrakon 512, I believe he's also from Austria, and that's Pool 1. Pool number 2, you've got Tekken Master from Bahrain, Nivek from Greece, Mikadi from France. EGP Red Reaper from California, from the USA.
Red Reaper,
yeah, Red Reaper from the USA. Dupree from, I believe, the United Kingdom. Yuzu Flashno, I believe, from Spain. VDV Udon from Austria. Link 47 from Germany, and that's Pool 2. Pool 3 has Biohazard from Canada. Happy Pal from France. Mike Kiddo. Yeah, Mike Kiddo from, it doesn't show. Boki from Austria. Dark Jolie from Ukraine. Rufus from Russia. Town from, doesn't say. I want to assume the United Arab Emirates, though. K-Top from Greece. Irish Mantis from Ireland. And that's pool number 3. Pool number 4, you got SonicFox from the US, VDV Sephiron from Austria, Belial from the Ukraine, Yuzu Genador from France, MKG Ray from Greece, Ed Rudy from the United Arab Emirates, Mavic Chris A from Hungary, H Dope from Greece, and Porno from Ukraine. And yeah, that is spelled P-O-R-N-O, folks. This guy's name is Porno. From the Ukraine. Hot damn, I don't know if that's Ukrainian for another thing or what, but one way or the other, that's his name. Alright, so moving on to Pool 5, you've got Forever King from the US. Foxy Grandpa from the UK, Cobra Lello from Italy, Shindoa, it doesn't say where he's from,
Don't insult me.
the Leoholic from Austria, Raph from France, and Astrolodin from Austria. Pool number 6 has White Boy from the US, Yuzu RZA from France, MKAL from Austria, MKG DeRoller from, he doesn't say, ATP Pino from Italy, Initiate from Russia, you got SP Eris Adapted also from Russia, and that's Pool 6. Pool 7 has Theo from the US, Irish Mantis. Wait a minute, it says Irish Mantis in 2 different pools.
Atrocitus. Black Canary.
That's a mistake.
That has to be a mistake. But yeah, even though way, you know, of course, Irish Mantis from Ireland.
Fighters approaching Red Sun prison.
Mephisto Salvage from Spain. Doomsday 15 Russ from France. Usaz from Hungary.
Begin.
MKG Carlos from I believe Spain, and Zowie Acho Raw from France, and it has another free space, and that's Pool 7. And then Pool 8 has Slayer from the US, Madsen from Germany, Jokey from Austria, Seven Sats from Italy, Viennality Discussion from Austria, Yemeni from Israel, and the Rob from Austria, and that's all the pools from Viennality.
Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, guys, one person in Viennality who's possibly going to make top 8, definitely going to make a lot of upsets, Happy Pal. Have you guys heard of him?
I've heard the name, but I haven't seen Injustice 2 gameplay.
Very, very, very good. He means the Flash in Injustice 2. He's very,
really?
very good. Yeah. He's really good. He was a part of the clan with me, Illusions, and Decay. Embrace the Lord clan from back in the day. He was a part of it.
Yeah, man, Happy Pal, you know, definitely heard of him. Yeah, he made some noise a bit in the European scene for MKX, and he was, he was very solid, very, very solid. So, yeah, I look forward to seeing what he can do. And this is again a big premiere for the Injustice scene, and this is going to be a tournament where, you know, the European guys are going to have their opportunity to really claw their way into the standings if they haven't already, since now this is the first premiere of the tournament series on their home turf over there in Vienna, Austria. So, you know, this is going to be their big opportunity to really earn those points without having to travel across the pond into the American territory. And the two big movers, the two big names to watch for as far as Pro Series implications right now are Madsen and Foxy Grandpa. You know, who are within major striking distance of getting to that top 16 cutoff and getting into the Pro Series finals, or getting closer to making that happen. And for me personally, sitting at number 16, yeah, Foxy is 15 points behind my cutoff score of 90 with 75, and Madsen is 45 points behind, sitting with 50. Oh no, he's got 55. I'm sorry about that, which means he's only 35 away, and I'm scared. I mean, I've dodged 2 bullets with Silverite not being able to place in the 2 events that he's had to make up points with Defend the North and the Injustice Pro Series East tournaments. He got 9th in both of those, which means that in those ranking events or online events, he did not score any points. But in this last event, I'm very scared because Madsen or Foxy Grandpa, they have tough sledding in their pools, but I'm very scared to see, you know, how this all shakes down with the placings, especially since Viennality is not one of the highest attended. It is actually the lowest attended premier tournament so far in the Injustice 2 Pro Series calendar up to now. But boys, this tournament is stacked as hell, so it might not matter in general, you know, how low the entrants were. The tournament itself, skill-wise, is just on a whole nother plane. You know, what are your thoughts?
It's pretty wild, man. I can't wait to see what happens. Personally, I'll just be honest with you, man. I can't wait for America to show up with hockey European players who think they're good, because the only thing good coming out of Europe is Foxy, Ketchup and Mustard, and Madsen, and that one dude from the Kung Gym player that beat Foxy at the ESL finals. I forgot what his name was. Akron. That's like the only good players in Europe. Storm is pretty fraudulent.
Storm?
So it's like...
You said Storm is fraudulent?
Yeah, he's pretty fraudulent.
I haven't seen his Injustice play, and quite frankly, he's not even entered in Injustice. He's only entered in MKX.
Oh, that's... Yeah. I'm not surprised.
And honestly, dude, you know, why would you say Storm is fraudulent? Come on now.
Begin.
Ugh. His tattoos are cool. Don't get me wrong, his tattoos are dope. But man, it's one of those things, man. You just look at it and you're just like, this man sucks.
Bruh, come on now. You got
and plus he had that beef with Dab before ESL.
Oh, so that's what it's about. That's what it's about. There you go. The truth is out.
You beef with my dad.
The truth is out.
Oh no. And then Dab, you know, he 3-0'd him. Looks pretty free.
Man, this man Dab Jr.
Storm's Taquito was garbage. Man, I swear to God, if it weren't for those goddamn TOs at Evo to fuck up and get me mixed up with Illusion somehow, I would have exposed his sorry ass Taquito at Evo, because I was supposed to play him after I got out of pools, but somehow they got me mixed up with Illusions, gave me a different tournament time, and then I go to play Dragon thinking that that's my match, and then next thing you know, Richard Illusions was like, wait, I'm playing Dragon, dude. And I was like, wait, what? And then I looked at the bracket and I was like, wait, what? And then I go up to the TO and he was like, are you Richard Liu? And I was like, no, that's Illusions. And he was like, I'm Dab Jr. And he was like, oh, you just got DQ'd an hour ago. I was like, what? Oh my God, how the hell? How do you get Dab Jr. mixed up with Illusions and get Ian Brewer mixed up with Richard Liu?
You got hit with the unblockable, bro.
For real. I was like, man, I was so excited to expose that man's fraudulent ass Taquito. Please, do jump in, kick, teleport, see what happens.
Fighters approaching Slaughter Swamp.
Oh, man.
Man, did you beat him?
No, I didn't get to play him. I got DQ'd.
Real.
Yeah, I got DQ'd. I got DQ'd
no reverse call.
Yeah, first round of my pool was Michelangelo, and then I went all the way up to my pool, fought Milky Situation in losers finals, beat him, and then got DQ'd from losers bracket. So that was the end of the road for me.
Man, that sucks. Yeah, you got it. You got
it sucked more than it sucked more than Storm's Tequila, that's for sure. Yeah.
Wow.
Bro, there is some stuff that happens, man. At Combo Breaker, for instance, you know that both of my games, MKX and Injustice, were both on Friday night, and MK started at like 5 or 7. I know it was an odd number. It was either 5 or 7. So we start the MKX pools, and I had 2 hours before my Injustice pool started. So we're playing, and then somebody somewhere made a fuck up. Some people were playing 2 out of 3, and some people were playing 3 out of 5. And then
so basically it was Injustice Pro Online.
Oh,
like, man, yeah. So like, I get through about 3 games, I think. And my side, there. If you, I know StarCharger was there, but Junior, MKX was on like all the way to the side of the venue, like just all these tables just lined up on the side. So that's where MKX was. So one half of the pool was playing 2 out of 3, and the other half was playing 3 out of 5. So I play a couple games, and then somebody along the line is mad, and rightfully so. And then they just reset the entire thing. So I wound up playing MKX, starting over, and then about 45 minutes later, my Injustice pool started. So I'm going back and forth, playing 2 totally different games.
Black Canary.
I still made it far in both of them respectively, but it really did throw me off because I'm just going back and forth like, yo, I'm not getting a break. I'm playing MK, and then I'm going over here,
Fighters
and I'm going there. And,
Fortress of Solitude.
in MKX, they tried to move us to, there was another small part of the venue where other games were, I guess. I don't know. They tried to move us in there. So we had to walk to the other building, and they were like, oh no, we ain't got any setups over here. So then we came all the way back. It was a clusterfuck, dude. So I can feel you there with, like, just
frustration.
Okay, what the fuck? Yeah, TOs and stuff. What the fuck's going on? Why are these people running 2 out of 3 on MKX?
Exactly.
Hold on, folks. Before we go any further, can somebody please explain to me why Atrocitus is wearing the man thong right now?
I was just thinking about that too, and as soon as I was downstairs, I was like, what the hell?
I know some things are better left unsaid, but this character's gear is usually, it's always been one of the ugliest in the game, but this guy is rocking the man thong with Atrocitus. My word.
Oh, man.
Oh, Jesus. Some things are better left unseen, and this is one of them. Oh, my God.
I gotta ask you a question though, Robert, because you just mentioned it in the stream. So I was actually thinking about asking you this like earlier, but you went to get food, I went to get food. Is Texas sweet tea really as good as they say it is?
Dude, if you haven't tried it, then basically it's one of those kinds of things where it's beyond words. You actually have to taste it. You actually have to get it for yourself and judge for yourself.
Oh,
but at the same time, you want to know something? It's nothing short of godlike. It's truly the nectar of the gods. Don't be told any different.
Damn.
Don't be told any different. There's that nerf to Atrocitus right there on Black Canary. That high breath, man.
I actually, since we're speaking Canarian, Echo, and Robert, I wanted to tell you guys like what characters I think are a main part of the game's meta right now, and my thoughts towards the meta, and I want to hear your guys' opinions on it. So, right now in the meta, I feel like it's favoring the rushdown characters more, and I feel like the main characters in the meta right now would be Canary, of course, Scarecrow. Superman, I think, is always going to be meta.
Batman.
I think Red Hood. Yeah, Batman Red Hood, I think, is a huge character in the meta. I think Dr. Fate slowly, personally, I just feel like he slowly slides down a little bit. In particular, Deadshot, I think he's still meta, and as well as Robin, or Flash, I'm sorry, Flash. I think Flash is a huge part of the meta too right now. I don't think Black Adam's part of the meta, as well as Aquaman.
Well, in general, you know, I think all are really good choices at this point. I mean, with this new patch, well, I'll just let everything simmer out. You know, like I did with the first revision of the balance in this game to really say, you know, what characters run the meta. Because with all these different changes and with more characters on the way, with the conclusion of Fighter Pack 1 with Starfire coming out sometime this month. Nobody knows where, when, but I'll just wait until, you know, everything becomes available before I can really say, you know, such and such characters, you know, run the meta. But at this point, you know, I don't even know if I can say Rushdown runs the meta in this game right now because of the options that characters that are built for zoning have that can really, you know, dictate the pace of the game. I mean, I don't want to say the zoners are stuck out by any stretch of the imagination because they have as much of a way to win once their style is mastered as the Rushdown characters ever could. And then, of course, you have so many characters in this game whose potential hasn't even been climaxed yet, not even close. And, you know, everybody's starting to really climb the ranks using those characters now that a few months have gone by for them to put in the work. So, yeah, you just never know. I'm just going to let it all simmer down right now so that we can all see what everybody's got to offer. And then at that point, I'll really start saying, as we're seeing this zoning game pay off big time for...
Yeah, what's your opinion towards this?
That was an impressive comeback, but just to finish up on Viennality, I mean, this tournament is just, I mean, these pools, I mean, the international representation in each one of these pools is just something special. And then to see guys like Shin, I mean, a lot of people thought Shin was going to be a one-off after Evo, but Shin has continued to play and support the game.
Well, the reason being, he doesn't like Street Fighter 5 at all. At all. He does not like it at all.
I don't know how he could, given the characters he uses.
You'd have to really play it to understand. Yeah, it's more or less like Street Fighter 5 it's literally a part of his job at this point, and Injustice 2 is what he plays to have fun. I have a friend that's really close to him, and he tells me about it a lot. So it's like, I understand where Shien's coming from, and Injustice 2 is incredibly fun. So yeah, I'm glad he stuck with the game. That's hella sick that, you know, a player from another community, a very high level player at that, came into Injustice 2 and is actually playing the game and enjoying it, instead of playing it, getting mopped, and then being like, I got mopped because this game is quote-unquote garbage, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, and then to commend that point, you've also got guys like Punk. I mean, Punk is continuing to play the game and actually get better at it.
Hold on. I just want to make a point real quick. Yo, Punk has some karma for that ass. Sonic bodied him on Twitter.
Oh yeah, this man, as his character Black Adam would say, this surprises you?
Exactly. Man. Yo, he may have bodied Plane to win, but SonicFox, SonicFox bodied him harder than he bodied Perfect Legend, man. That shit was funny. You look like a bitch. At least I'm not crying like a bitch. Bruh. Bruh.
Yeah, that was savage.
That was some savage stuff, man. Looks like the King of the Hill is filled up right now, Mr. B. So if somebody leaves, I'll probably get you in there. But yeah, man, that was one of those kinds of things where it's just like, dude, I am not surprised at all that Punk got bodied. Or again, gets bodied in the game by the actual top players of the game. I mean, he'll sneak those wins against the guys that are...
No. I'm talking about what happened on Twitter. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when he got roasted on Twitter by Sonic, of course. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, regardless of what you think about types of games or whatever, I mean, given the way you lost in grand finals at EVO,
he went out like Daniel Cormier.
I mean, he did the Daniel Cormier before it was actually popular.
Exactly.
Daniel Cormier got punked, man.
Dude.
That man got punked in that fight, bro.
Black Canary.
Oh man, that's pretty much what happened, man. Punk, that dude. Oh my god.
I'm making a meme of that. As soon as we're done, I'm legit gonna get a side-by-side picture of that.
Joker's playground.
It has to be done.
This is one of those kinds of things. That was one of those kinds of trash talks where, it's just like, Punk, dude, you're digging your grave with this. You're digging your grave, and then SonicFox hit the trump card, with what happened at EVO, and it's just like, bro.
I mean,
I saw it coming. Fox has no chill.
I mean, I'll be real about it, dude. What Punk said to Fox was 110% unnecessary as fuck, extremely rude, and completely it was just so poor. It wasn't even funny. I read that shit and I was like, are you stupid, dude?
It doesn't surprise me though, man. Punk's been that way. I remember when the dude played Street Fighter 4 back when he was a lot of nothing in that game, and I remember him being that brash in that game and saying stuff to people that he had no business saying junk to. I mean, yeah, he's great in Street Fighter 5. Yeah, I mean, he's easily one of the top 2 or 3 players in the world in that game. No question.
Bro, who is this Swamp dude?
But I don't know, but he's mopping.
Closing time.
One more round.
He is mopping.
Oh, okay, what the hell? Who the fuck is this?
But yeah, man, Punk dug his own grave with what he said to Sonic, man. I have no sympathy right there.
Me either. Yeah, he deserved that.
I mean, the dude was... he just got his first EVO top 8. Sonic has more world championships to his name than Punk has top 8s at EVO.
He got 1 top 8 at EVO. Sonic has won... How many EVOs?
3 EVO world titles.
No. He's won it for different games too. He's won a DOA Evo, a Skullgirls Evo.
Yeah.
He's won a MK9 Evo, Injustice 1.
No. Sonic never won a DOA. You're talking about Perfect Legend.
Oh, no. The year that, you're right, he got top 3 that year. Crazy Steady beat him at DOA.
DOA has not been a main stage game at EVO since like 2006, 2007, 2009-ish.
Oh,
Master.
Yeah, DOA has not been a main stage game at the tournament in some time. Not even DOA 5, their newest game, which they've continued. Team Ninja has continued to support that game over the course of now, what, 5 years?
5 years.
No, it's been longer than that. It's been about, it's been 5 years. It's been 5 years. They've supported that game through thick and thin, and it still doesn't get EVO love. So, it's not been a part of that for a while. But, as far as the main stage EVO finals that you actually get awarded for, Sonic actually has won 3 world titles, and Punk thought he could just step to the man and just start, saying all that kind of nonsense. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, dude, you're about to reap what you sow here in a minute, because I know Fox has no chill. I know this kid. He has no chill when it comes to going for sensitive spots. And you're just removed from one of your biggest failures in your tournament life. Getting absolutely bodied in grand finals at EVO.
Exactly.
All right, so going from there, and then, but at the same time, it's still good to see him actually playing the game. It's still really good to see him play the game and still trying to get better at it. So I hope that continues, and I hope that continues with a lot of players that come into the game from other scenes. I really hope to see that. And overall, I'm just really happy to see what's going on with Viennality. Viennality looks like a really strong tournament. And I'm just really itching to see just how all of that just comes together. Now, let me see, as we're trying to get our first interviewer in here, although I'm not seeing, hold on just a sec. It told me, but I'm not seeing much of a way to get him in here. And let me see here. What's his tag? Oh yeah, it's C's, isn't it? Select other. Oh, there it is. There it is. I just let him in. All right, so yeah, we're about to get him going here in a moment, man. I mean, before we get moving on with this next part of the cast, though, I got a question. Anybody remember the movie from the 90s? It was like 1998-ish. Does everybody remember the movie Kazam?
No. No, what?
You know, you remember when Shaquille O'Neal?
I can't. I was born in 1996. I'm only 21 years old. Man.
Yeah. You're one of the youngins. Even though I'm only 26, I'm pretty much a youngin too. But at the end of the day, I was a 90s kid, man. And 90s movies, they were the shiz. We know our era was awesome. And one of those movies, one of these Disney movies was Kazam, where Shaquille O'Neal, this was the start of his acting career, alongside being, of course, you know, the polarizing NBA star that we all know and love, man. Everybody knows about Shaq. Everybody loves Shaq, and everybody wanted to have Shaq's giant frame on the silver screen in some way, shape, or form. So the whole thing is, you know, you get Shaq as a genie who's been trapped in a magical boom box for thousands of years. Who knew they had boom boxes thousands of years ago? And
right. Wait, Francis Capra? This guy?
Yep. And you see, and you know, and the kid in that movie, you know, was played by Francis Capra. You know, who just so happens to be, you know, who was, you know, a kid actor at that time, and then he went on to further his acting career in the shows like Veronica Mars, and you know, it just so happens that he enjoys gaming. He enjoys gaming to the point, and he enjoys fighting games. And this guy, I've heard stories now ranging about his hype about Darkseid as a character being included in Injustice 2. Honestly, I would have been just as hype if he was in Injustice 1 when he was an actual stage interaction piece. In the Metropolis Memorial stage, you know, with the Justice League headquarters and whatnot. But at the Hall of Justice, that was. But this guy actually went through so many lengths to get the game earlier when it was getting put on the shelves on release day, to actually get his hands on the game so that he could actually get a hold of the DLC content that is Darkseid. And I mean, and on top of that, you know, as I'm sitting there skeptical when I'm hearing this. I'm saying, well, okay, well, we've had a lot of actors / athletes that have actually come into the Injustice scene, or the NRS scene, or the gaming scene in general. Everybody sees what happens with Kenny Omega.
Robert, don't do it, Robert. Don't mention Lupe Fiasco, goddammit.
I wasn't going to, but now that you brought it up,
fuck.
You dug your own grave like that one. Way to go, punk. I didn't know I had Punk on this show tonight. Just digging graves. Hold up.
What, man? Robert, what the fuck? You alright?
I don't know what he's doing.
Digging your grave, son. That's all you're doing. Digging your own grave.
I didn't know if you were digging my grave or trying to fuck my mom. I was like, what are you doing?
Yo. Well, anyways. what happens is I'm sitting there thinking to myself that this is probably gonna wind up like another Lupe fiasco, where it's just like a dude that's an actor that's famous, that's in the fighting games, but just playing them for show. But it just so happens Francis is pretty daggum good at the game.
Done his homework, man.
Yeah, so much so that this man is actually, he was on the NRS stream for the, competing in the Hometown Heroes Los Angeles region top 8. I mean, he's
just
that good.
yesterday.
Just yesterday night, he was on the NRS, the NetherRealm stream, and this man got the top 8, and he was actually giving Pretty Flocko, another established NRS player, a run for his money in this top 8. And this guy, yeah, he lost the set. He wound up just getting 7th place, but he wound up getting a nice chunk of Hometown Heroes points and showing to everybody that he indeed, you know, as Echo said, does his homework on the game, and just so happens to be, you know, somebody to look out for in the future, especially when it comes to the West Coast majors here later on in the year, if he so chooses to go. But without further ado, everybody, Mr. Francis Capra. How's it going,
Wait,
Mr.
yo,
Capra?
okay, Mr. Capra, let me ask you a quick question.
Man, let the man breathe. Let him actually say something.
I'm excited. God damn it, man. God, yo, Mr. Capra, if
Junior can't contain himself.
If I'm not mistaken, you were the Mexican dude in Blood and Bone, right?
Oh shit! Yeah, I was probably the Mexican.
Oh
in
shit!
So many different processes. I'm not Mexican though.
Oh,
I am not of any Chicano denomination. I am probably an honorary family member in many Mexican families, and I have tons of Mexican extended family. And my wife is Guatemalan. That's pretty the closest I can get. But other than that, you know, I don't have any. I'm Dominican, so I am of the Latino Hispanic denomination. But
oh shit, you're Dominican?
Yeah.
Yo,
yeah.
don't stab me. I know Dominicans get mad as a motherfucker if you call them Mexican. They be like, yo, what the fuck you said?
Oh, of course,
Okay,
of course. But, you know,
Man, gross ain't like that.
Depending on where you're at, you know, if I'm in New York, I'm black. If I'm in California, I'm Mexican. If depending on where you go, you know, Dominicans get thrown in so many different racial groups. I'm just happy to have some spices.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh,
yeah,
man.
I know. There's Dab Junior, right? That's not Dab. That's not Daddy Dab, right?
Yeah, I'm Dab Junior. I'm his son.
Okay, because
His bastard son.
I think I met you at Evo. I met so many people, man.
Really?
Yeah, I think I might have met you at Evo
2016.
For MKX.
Yeah. Who did you play at MKX again?
Cybernetic Kane.
Oh.
Like the whole way through.
I did meet you at Evo.
I could be confused. I don't know, but if the way
no, I remember you.
Is if they go to Twitter profile and they probably recognize me. I'm like one of the only NRS players with tattoos on my face and neck that didn't storm.
No, I do remember.
And talk to Chris G. You know, because
they didn't storm down. Rip. the dude who jumped up there looking like Offset off the Migos.
Yeah,
calling him out to Marvel.
I always check out that clip, man. That's a hilarious clip. But most people know me as that guy. So, you know, if I meet people in person, I'm never very forthcoming, like, with what I do for a living or anything like that. So usually people find out through social media, and then they're like, oh, yo, you were that guy, just like you said, you were that Mexican guy from Blood and Bone or something like that. and then we become friends afterwards.
Yeah. Oh, man. It's good to meet you, dude.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thank you guys so much for having me. Echo, a wonderful guy, man, who did my banner and blessed me with that awesome Dark Side Maniac banner.
You don't say, man. His work is spread around quite a bit. You know, I'm fortunate enough to have quite a bit of it gracing my stick and my Twitter page itself. So.
Yeah, you just gave me a great idea, man. I don't know what I gotta do, man, or what I gotta do, but I'm gonna be going stick and that stick hard, man. I need that stick hard.
You can play on stick too?
You know, my wife would get really mad at me because of how many sticks that I've bought and I don't play on.
Man, she just doesn't get it. She just doesn't get it, bro.
Like I have no room. I have no room for them. As we speak right now, I have a hitbox. Well, actually, let it be known that EGP Crazy, top 4 hometown heroes, EGP Crazy, would not be where he's at. Every button he presses with Catwoman, regrettably with that jump 2 and all that, those cat dashes that I've lost so much, was happening on my hitbox. My hitbox.
Man.
His hitbox broke about like a week before Justice League release. And my dumb ass had to be like, well, I've got a hitbox right here. And gave it to him. And sure enough, he bodied me at Wednesday night fights. The day you give the man the hitbox, bodied you with your own stick. And yeah, it's nice to see him doing so well and knowing that I was a part of it. But yeah, hitbox I got after I first saw him playing Cyberwar and Martian Manhunter and Justice Gods Among Us. I bought a hitbox right after that. And then I got the Razor Aatrox. Basically, I watch games and I'm like, I gotta get that.
Yeah, like sticks are a thing. Like, you know, the very first stick that I ever personally bought for home use was, and people hate it. The concept of the stick was brilliant, but the usability of the stick was absolute garbage. But the tournament edition with MK9 came with like the huge, like desktop PC looking stick.
Oh yeah, the PDP stick, man. That thing was an absolute mess. I remember being disappointed that I didn't get it on release, but then I remember being relieved hearing just how bad of a liability it was, you know, functionally speaking.
Yeah, it was a
solo whack. They're talking about the MK1 with the buttons that matches the arcade layout with the block button in the middle, right? That's what you guys are talking about.
Yes,
right?
There's two different ones. The one that came with the tournament edition had like the MK9 theme, so it had like the dark gold or tannish, I'm not sure, but like the background of the actual MK9 case, and then it had some blood on it. But yeah, later down the line, they did release the same kind of stick, but yes, with the MK1 Classic Arcade. And I have both of them, actually. But, oh my god, like, that stick was like 20 pounds.
Yeah, like, I've been in GameStop so many different times where I've been damaged. You know, you're at that point where you're already spending too much money, so you're like, what's something else I can go that might just be able to justify spending this much money? Like I could squeeze it in, and I'm like, okay. And then I've seen that Mortal Kombat stick on the top shelf, and I've been like, man, I really always wanted that, but I've never been able to actually give in to the impulse and buy it. Maybe one day.
Oh man.
You know?
So, Sir Francis, I gotta ask you just to re-clarify this for me. You play Darkseid now, right?
Yeah, man. Darkseid's been my main since he was available.
And then in Injustice 1, you said you played Martian, right?
Actually, I always wanted to play Martian, but it was like this. I was given my the story of my Injustice Gods Among Us experience. I didn't even own a console, and so I actually was given a promotional copy by Warner Brothers.
Oh shit!
While I was up there, we were doing the film Veronica Mars, the feature film release of Veronica Mars, which was a Kickstarter campaign. We raised $6 million in 24 hours, something crazy like that. And so we had to sign about 5,000 autographs.
Damn.
Crazy, man. So Warner Brothers we weren't getting paid. We weren't getting paid for the actual autograph thing. So it was like really like hard labor. For once in my life, I actually did real man's work, you know. And our wrists were killing us and stuff, you know. Like a lot of other all the cast had to do the autographs. So Warner Brothers was like, what kind of ways can we show, you know, gratitude to this guy for doing this? Fans, we were grateful enough just to be a part of the project. Because I was speak for the whole cast. They gave us all this Warner Brothers like swag and stuff, and so I was so excited, man. That the Warner Brothers Interactive department happened to be involved. I was like, well, I did happen to, you know, get here early, and I signed so many autographs, so you guys could, you know, if it's in your power. And they wanted to give me a copy of Justice. I got like all the Arkham. like
No way.
Arkham Asylum. Yeah, they gave me like
That's
all
cool.
this stuff. You know, this is back
Dude,
when
that's
that stuff was. Yeah, it was great, man. They were so awesome. And so once they gave me that game, man, I was like, that's it. You know, going out and buying an Xbox, and I got hooked on Gods of War. Test Might introduced me to the tournament scene, and I started playing Zod. Zod was actually.
Jesus.
Whoa.
Jesus.
Wait, everyone stop. Wait. Darkseid, okay, just Mr. Serpent, Darkseid, right?
Yeah.
And Zod?
Yeah, I guess.
I'm out.
Kind of a scumbag. Yeah.
Wow, he actually. Wow.
Hey, the worst part is, what if he comes out into this game? Man? I'll be a Darkseid Zod main.
Look, man, they both stand.
Whatever
They
you
both
say.
have the same
Muted.
stance. They both got the lasers, you know, the Omega beams and the laser eyes. Oh man.
Yeah, and I know StarCharger will feel this. And in Killer Instinct, guess who I play?
StarCharger, don't kill it.
Let me guess. Let me guess. Gargos.
No.
Of course.
Oh god.
You guess Gargos.
Oh, man. This man said no. Oh,
The
man.
character's got his arms crossed in any way, behind his back, in front of his back, in front of his chest. That's me. It's just, if anybody can show up to the fight with his arms crossed, that's just. I wish I could do that in real life.
It's dominant looking, man. Just the way Darkseid is on the screen, just so casually kicking everybody's ass.
And then he
zoners.
X-rayed.
I love
Man.
zoners. Zoners.
Yeah, you did
has been
play
my favorite
Kano.
archetype. Yeah. You know, Kano was a weird pick. Like I did have experience with Kano growing up playing Mortal Kombat. He was always somebody I liked, but mainly for his bald head. That's just the only reason. I like some part of the character to like reflect something of me personally. So I was like, okay, well, we both got bald heads. You know, I don't have a cybernetic eye, and I don't know how to throw knives, but I could kind of do the bald head thing. That's something I could keep up. So,
man.
And Cybernetic Kano, I don't know how that happened, man. He's not really a zoner, but he always felt like a Street Fighter V character dropped in the middle of MKX to me.
He's like the Ryu of MKX.
He was kind of like a Shoto in MKX, man.
Yeah. I always felt good playing him. People early on were trying to say he had dirt, and I never really agreed with that. I always felt like every time I won with him, like I really worked.
Total outplay. Yeah. He was the only character that wasn't mixing for 50%. Safe, you know.
But in the last patch,
Unless it was Cutthroat.
Yeah.
Unless it was Cutthroat Kano.
Yeah, you'll never see me play Cutthroat Kano. Like any footage, any road pool or anything like that, I never pulled out Cutthroat. Even though I should have. I mean, I totally support anybody doing it. Biohazard came to my hotel room in Evo 2016 and just body beat my entire duration of Vegas, like with Cutthroat Kano. When I got home, I was playing it. But you know, it's so funny because I switched to Cutthroat Kano towards the end of MKX's life, and then at the last update, Cybernetic Kano became a really valuable character.
Yeah.
Right.
The patch turned the whole game into like a, forgive me for saying it, but a pseudo Street Fighter V meta. So like, Kano really started to shine at the end of that patch.
Yeah, he did.
But then Injustice was being shown
So, have you always had an interest in fighting games, or like what really got you into it?
You know, man.
That was gonna be my question too.
Yeah, it's a great question. There's so many different elements would have brought me to it. You know, I did work with any industry for like 25 years. So, you know, Warner Brothers was always a really prominent force in my life. I never take many projects. The Adventure Home, like you know, so many years ago when I was and that was Lauren Schuler Donner, who's so funny. Now I see her as an adult. She's the producer of the X-Men films and so many awesome Marvel things. But she produced Free Willy 2, and they I don't know if it was them or if it was from another project I did, but they actually got me to the premiere of the Mortal Kombat movie. and one of my biggest
Really?
memories. Yeah.
One of
First
one of my favorite movies of all time, too.
That movie is still good.
Yeah.
Swamp Thing.
I was able to be on the red carpet, man, and I actually got a poster. And one of the
Nice.
coolest things that I know you guys will appreciate
Wow.
that so many people don't appreciate, I actually was
Fighters
given,
approaching Gorilla
and I
City.
have it unless I lost it in the storage. I lost the storage unit a couple years ago. I had so many wonderful things in it, but hopefully I still have this. I'm not sure, it might be in New York. One of the actual spikes that killed, Shang Tsung in the scene, and it's devastating.
No.
Wow, you're killing me.
Yeah, man, that was given to me. I got this guy's name, Bob Engelman, who was a producer of the film.
That's crazy.
He was the producer of Mortal Kombat. And so when you connect with something like that as a kid, you kind of just like want to play the game. So like while your friends are playing it, you can be like, actually, you see this character? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, I always had that connection with Mortal Kombat, and it was the arcade cabinet in the Crosby Pizza, Bronx, which is where I was born. So Mortal Kombat was in my life my whole life.
It's nice, dude. That's hella cool.
That is really cool. The first MK movie was, I remember like the main theme song as cheesy as it is now. Back then when that movie was
They
out,
needed to
like
run with that.
That song.
They needed to run with that.
You put that song on right now, my wife could be across the room, like across the house, sleeping. She'll get up, run in, and start kicking my ass. Just start jumping in, and boom, boom, like she's 15 years old.
Oh, man.
Up her little brother. She loves that song. I mean, my uncle and that growing up, my uncle and I were 2 years apart. You put that song on, we were bouncing. That song is so iconic. It's the game, man. It's so much wonderful memories. Despite the fact that it's about ripping out spines,
Responsible for bringing about the ESRB and whatnot, but
yeah, but it's also reminiscent of the relationship I had with my mom. My mom had ever sensitive to such stuff. I don't think I ever would be best enough to be in the position I'm in as an actor. As an actor, I had to be. My first film was the Bronx film, Robert De Niro's son, and so I had to be exposed to these incredibly advanced themes, really adult themes. Like going in there and dealing with a guy like Robert De Niro, who, is a very adult actor, and kind of grasping who he is. There was like thousands of kids who went up for this part, and I was so blessed to be chosen, so lucky. But my mom had a big hand in that. Is that she was skilled enough as a parent, as a single mom who had children very young. She was like, okay, Mortal Kombat, stuff like this, stuff that kids shouldn't see. I'll, instead of covering my son's eyes and preventing him from seeing it, I'll play the game with him. I'll explain it. I'll see how it affects him.
Yeah.
And she was just, I gotta give my mom props, because that's something that could have been missing from my life. There's so many people my age who didn't even discover Mortal Kombat, but Mortal Kombat's been with me since before I could cuss.
Nice.
there you go, man. It's always been a great game, great franchise, and I still think they should have, if they had run with that song, much like the way Killer Instinct ran with their theme. Yeah, you could have really been on to something, but at the end of the day, the series is great.
My brother-in-law is 17, and he, I was like, what are these kids listening to? I don't get it. Dubstep, all these new music.
Dubstep.
Some of this stuff sounds like you're just banging instruments together, whatever. And then I hear on his playlist on repeat, the Killer Instinct theme. And I was trying to be upset about it, but I was like, yeah, that's it. I can't even knock it, man. That Killer Instinct theme is epic, man.
Oh, it is.
So
rock.
It is so good.
Everything on that game, every scene is just amazing, man. Stellar work.
Reap what you have sown.
That's actually my second favorite fighter. I think when I got home from Evo, when I got home from Evo, I was devastated with the feedback that the NRS community had, like from the way people turned out, kind of the way MK actually represented.
Last year?
Yeah, and so just overall there was just like this salty,
What was it?
salty feeling. Well, I don't know how much I had a great time, man. I had an amazing time. I had my wife with me, and I got to meet Honeybees. Came out and actually spent a lot of time with me. I got to like meet some of the people I really, really admire in the industry. I personally had a great time, but I think some people, maybe who have been going there a long time, just felt like either one of the subpar experience. But
Can't believe you
needless to say, my brother-in-law introduced me to Killer Instinct on another level while I was on that trip. And when I got back home, I went hard, man. I made it to Killer like a week later, and for me that was like a big deal. I didn't realize that everybody was a Killer, but you know, it was still really cool because it kept me going. And then my biggest thing in KI, was I was talking about Gargos, and the verified Microsoft account like found out about it somehow, and they made this little graphic of me from Veronica Mars, and they made me they like photoshopped me on the back of Gargos, and they put it up there, and they were like, getting to the top of the ladder is nothing when you have wings and stuff, shit like that. It was my pinned tweet for like a year and a half, man. I was like, I loved it.
That is so sick, man.
I was so happy, man. Killer Instinct is the best, yo. I love that.
It's sick. It's so
really
sick.
Good, and yeah,
so fun to watch.
Yeah, Francis Capra here on the StarCharged Streamcast, folks, and I have a question for you, Francis, man. You know, I was talking about it right before you had just gotten on the Streamcast. One movie that I know you from specifically was Kazam back in the day. Now, now, when it came to that movie and you actually acting alongside, you know, of course, SHAQ, what was that like? What was SHAQ like whenever you had the chance to actually, you know, be with him in that film?
Man, you know,
what was that experience like?
You could hold 1 second, hold 1 second.
He's gonna call SHAQ first. I'm sure it's okay.
No, I actually wanted to tweet out the link to this stream for some of the people that follow me on my timeline to join us.
But, of course.
What you call Shaquille is probably like another huge influence in why I play fighting games, man. You know,
really?
Growing up, yeah. What man, I would not be a fighting game player if it wasn't for Shaquille, guaranteed.
Oh shit.
Shaquille used to come over, you know, I would probably be still living in New York City if it wasn't for Sam. Sam is really kind of what brought me to the West Coast. It was my mom's call, you know, like to really push me as far as my career and follow through and give up her entire life and, you know, and basically follow me as my manager. And so for him was a big part of that momentum that brought us to California. But working with Shaquille, he was like, I mean, I had no idea who he was. I was totally bookworm growing up. I still cannot catch a ball. If you throw a ball at me, you're gonna either hurt me or just cause me to act like a little girl and just cover up, like surround with me, like, you know. I am the most non-athletic individual you can imagine. So I just couldn't relate to Shaquille in any way. I thought he was a football player when I first heard about it. So when I met him, it was crazy. I'm just being real. You know, this is the time like the internet was young. You know, I'm 34 years old, so it wasn't easy to like, you know, find out how. This is when this is back in my biological father. That was like when Shaquille was rapping. That was his line.
Yeah.
You know, he was probably a bigger rapper than an athlete at that point. This is how old we're going right here. So,
I'm close to you. I'm 30. I just hit 30 this year, so we're close.
Okay, so you can relate. You know what I mean?
I'm 26, so I'm still a 90s kid.
I'm just gonna be quiet. I'm only 21, so I'm just gonna be quiet about this.
You know, sometimes I gotta realize that I'm getting up there. I'm getting a little ancient, so you know it's hard to understand the mindset. But when I actually met him, fighting games was like the first thing we bonded on, man. It was one of the first things we spoke about, and
no way.
I think you know, it's what, the way Hollywood goes is like when you're attached to a project like Shaquille was, Kazam was like supposed to be a vehicle for him as an actor. You know, it was going to introduce him to the world as an actor, and it was going to, you know, show him his skills as an actor and kind of let studios know what he was about. And so it was a situation, it was him taking a risk and it was me taking a risk because I was going to be the whole acting portion of it. Shaquille was gonna be the star, and I was gonna be the one who drove the whole, you know, the whole script or lack thereof in the film.
Oh wow!
Oh wow! Look. Kazam is gonna be one of the greatest gifts in my life, but I'm not trying to ask nobody to sit through the entire duration of that experience, bro. You know what I mean? Me and Shaquille were never ever, you know, we're never ever gonna get upset if anybody cracks jokes at the movie or anything like that. It's something that is very, very, I think we're very fond of the memory of the film. So there's no reason to ever be like, oh, I don't want to hurt his feelings or anything like that. We totally are aware. We're in on the joke, you know. But he came in when he met me, and he gave me a copy of SHAQ Food, and he gave me it's just to tell the stories of all this free shit I've been given in my career. But he gave me all these SHAQ sneakers at the time, like all this cool stuff. Any kid would have been in love with him.
Man, we're playing tonight.
Hold up. Geo, Gorvat, same one.
Oh,
yeah.
Dude, the syndrome, man.
Gorvesk. I played Urgot way before the remake, though, man.
Yeah. Dude, how you like the remake?
I haven't tried it yet. I just seen the shotgun video.
Dude, he's broken as fuck.
I just logged in yesterday, man. I just downloaded the new game yesterday.
Oh, dude, do you know what his ultimate does?
I don't. I just seen a little video, but is it improved? Is it improved from the last one?
Everything, dude. So what happens is if you're like below, if you're at the range of health where he can execute you, he'll shoot a rocket that locks onto you, and when it locks on, it doesn't matter where you are, how far you are away. These chains come out of his stomach and pull you in and grind you up.
Oh wow. Does it CC you still? Does it still CC you? Like, are you feared?
Yeah, yeah, dude. So what happens is anyone close to him gets feared.
Wow, AOE.
It's crazy.
That'd be great with Karthus, man. Karthus, you know, jump in, do that, and then put Karthus' AOE.
Exactly.
Karthus Of course, Vladimir. I always just feel like that they're hesitant to actually call him a vampire, though. Like
They call him like a
has,
hemomancer or something like that.
yeah, exactly, hemomancer or sangromancer or something like that. But anytime there's a vampire involved or any undead, anything like that, you'll see me zero in on that character. Like, that's just nice. It's like a consistent theme.
That's super sick. Man, we gotta play League of Legends sometime. I'm a mid laner Syndra main.
Okay, yeah, I've been bodied by Syndra quite a few times.
Oh, she's so broken.
My wife actually plays bottom support, so whenever she plays support, she plays Sona, and I would team up with her and play a terrible support, and then tell her that it's actually I would play a terrible ADC, and then tell her that it's the perfect combo. So God forbid anything went wrong, I could blame her. And
dude, you guys need to play the new characters, Rakan and Zaya. They're a bot lane duo. It's like, dude, they're so sick.
He's talking about the two, they're like elephant characters. Then we watched the video and we're like, that's me and you, baby. We totally had your idea before you recommended it. So.
Nice, man. Those characters are so sick.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys so much for having me, man. I've been so looking forward to this. Is my mic cool now? I don't know. I don't use my headset a lot.
Let's let me ask the stream really quickly since they were the ones who are actually bringing it up. So hey, stream, we've got Francis Capra here on the StarCharged Streamcast. Can you guys hear him all right now? We're trying to get it to where his mic can come in through along with the game sound. So just trying to make sure that everybody can hear him okay. And so,
Green Lantern wins.
Yeah, who'd have thunk? I never thought we'd actually have some League of Legends talk on here. So how about that?
Yeah, man, I don't know if that's normally censored or not, but I'm open about my gameplay. My primary, like if somebody were to ask me my favorite game of all time, I'd probably say World of Warcraft next to StarCraft. I mean, StarCraft Brood War is like. If it wasn't for StarCraft, I don't think I would even consider myself a gamer. Like StarCraft is the first game that showed me, hey, I think you might have like talent at this. Like you might actually be above average. You might, you know, there's a difference. There's a difference between you and like the guy next door who plays games. Like I was actually able to make it to Diamond League in season 1 of StarCraft. When that was like, oh my god, I can't believe you got the Diamond League. Like, people made such a big fuss of my Diamond League achievement. Like, I don't think anybody around me really knew that I was that good. So it's like something whenever I'm down, I'm like, yo, bro, it's all good, man. You might not be working right now, a bunch of guys that you were working with are doing like the adventures and this stuff but hey, you made it to Diamond League in StarCraft season 1.
That's crazy.
So fuck everything else, man.
Yeah, Fred. Hey, Fred, if you could turn up the volume on your mic just a little bit more so they can hear you just a little bit better.
Yeah, cool. I talk a lot, so if people can't hear me, that's a bad thing.
I keep bugging StarCharger to turn the game volume down, but he ain't budging, so we gotta adjust the mic.
Well, it's not that I'm not budging, trust me, I want to, but at the same time, it's just like the game sound is just like, it is what it is.
I think it could be my headset too, because I bought this Astro Gaming headset. I just bought this brand new streaming setup. Like I have this awesome.
We're about to see the streams going on too.
That better?
Sounds that sounds a little better.
Yeah, it sounds a little better to me. What about you guys on the stream watching?
Yeah. I can even hear a little bit of myself in my headphones now. So. I think that's good. My neighbors just opened their door and said, "Did you say something, Francis?" So I think we're good.
Alright, cool.
Coming in on their TV now.
Nice.
So before we started this stream today, I mentioned to the guys, hey, he was on stream last night on NetherRealm. For the top 8. So you went against Pretty Flocko, who was playing Cyborg, which is a matchup that probably not a whole lot of us know. So, I mean, how was that? Because I saw you tweeted and you were like, you know, hey, I'm going to be on here, kind of nervous, you know, and you did your thing. So, I mean, walk us through that. How was that experience for you?
Here's the thing for me right now, you know, I really
Fighters
want
approaching
to
the
perform
Batcave.
well whenever I'm playing, like whether it's on stream, whether it's in a tournament, anything like that. So I don't know much about it, and I don't know as far as like how you're supposed to train and how you're supposed to spar. I don't have a very large social circle outside of like right now.
That man said we
like
should
TGP
meet here.
crazy. Like
I've got a
that's
list of
pretty
things
much
to teach you.
yeah, like that's
Then let's
my
get
boy,
this
you know,
class
and
in
of course
session.
Chef is my boy. But it's so hard.
Chef
is so
hates Superman. Oh my God, he hates Superman so much.
But also, Chef has got a full-time job with DSL. You know, he's also
Right.
really like he's not the kind of guy you can look to just get into a drop set, or like you can't just be like, yo, Chef, lab this matchup with me so we both, you know, fall asleep tonight. Like, you know, you can't do that with him. So I really don't have like that sparring partner yet. I haven't found that yet. So I was just grinding ranked matches as much as I could before you know, I got
Oh
it.
yeah,
That
an
was
online cesspool that is ranked.
yeah, man. You know, since the match, I hate to say it, but it's really just been running nothing but hits, which I wasn't upset about because I was like, that's a good thing, you know. You got to learn that matchup again. You got changes that you don't know about. You want to learn it, you want to run into it. So what I was doing is I was actually playing sideboard, hoping to run into a dark side, and then see if, you know, what they did and what I had trouble dealing with as sideboard.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Because I knew Flocko played it, you know, and I've actually beaten Flocko 2 weeks already, I believe. So you know, I didn't have a problem with it. I respect Flocko. You know, I'm gonna be real with it. I'm gonna give Stream a little bit of gossip, a little bit of reality.
Oh, we just entered the no chill.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. We gotta hear this.
So I checked it out, and I looked into this, so I feel comfortable talking about it now. And I was actually talking about it at Wednesday Night Fight.
You're with the right people to do it. Let's hear it.
So like I ran into Flocko. I ran into Flocko online, regular like, you know, ranked match, whatever. We played. This is like the day after CEO, right? After White Boy, you know, fucking blew all of our minds with Scarecrow, right?
Yeah.
So I'm in a match with him, and I'm like, yo, you can look at my matches, look at all my games played. 3 characters are at the top.
Jason.
Darkseid, Brainiac, Scarecrow. Because before Darkseid was available, who was the closest character on the roster to a bad guy or an undead character? Scarecrow. So naturally, like I told you, I gravitate to the undead guys. I'm gonna play Scarecrow.
Experience
You
counts,
know me,
kid.
you could guess that. My wife would have told you with her eyes closed. My husband's playing Scarecrow. You know what I mean? And then as soon as Darkseid's available, boom, I'm a Darkseid. Only reason I didn't play Brainiac is because I had to beat the story mode, and I'm such a comic book geek. I didn't want to like rush through the story mode to get Brainiac. So anyway, saying all that to say this, I picked Scarecrow. I picked Scarecrow, and Red Hood had just been released, I believe. So I had no Red Hood experience whatsoever. Flocko picks Red Hood, bodies me. Not just bodies me like you know, okay, I lost, you know, rematch, boo. He bodies me in the kind of way where it makes you like grab your soda and take an extra long drink, you know, like where you're like,
Oh man,
you know what I'm saying?
That's the first time I've heard that.
That's
Just
one
so
of
that
those
you-
kinds
just-
of.
Just so that you don't say something salty over your headset, or the one, or for example, it makes you go into settings and turn your mic down so that you could talk shit and he can't hear it. That's how bad. That's how bad this loss was, right? So then he does it again. Right? And so I start playing super disrespectful. I'm talking about every time there's a mine, I down one trade. You know what I mean? Like, I start doing stupid shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
blowing 3 bars a meter in down back 2. You know, but just because it's plus. Like, just back to back. You know?
Begin.
And he's a naturally disrespectful player too. So he starts doing stupid shit. You know, smashing down 1 on all of my shit, knowing it's +6. But just because I'm angry, so my reflexes are low, he's punishing my +6.
Hey man, he came up on Bo Right Show, so I can understand why he would grow up with disrespectful intention.
You get it? And I've heard that Flocko's just naturally a disrespectful player. That's great, viable strategy. But this was equivalent to 2 men showing up to a UFC fight and just deciding to spit at each other over and over again instead of fighting, right?
Man.
Like, and that's what happened. So I get out of the match feeling like, what are you doing, bro? This guy might be like 15 years old, and you're acting this way with him. What are you doing? Well, look at your life right now. How are you acting this way? So I go into chat, that moment of truth. What are you gonna say? Are you gonna come up with the worst insult known to man and allow yourself your premier spotlight on Scrub Folks tonight? Or are you going to further the human race and do the right thing, right? And say what you would want your son to say one day, which I don't have yet, but I hope he will. So I go, hey man, GG, hardest thing in my life I've ever done, right?
It really is.
But what does he do? He goes, yo. Let me read the message so I don't tell no lies, my boy.
Oh boy.
Okay?
Oh boy.
Oh shit.
Into the matrix. Into the no-chill zone.
Just gotta go into the message chat right now. Let's go down.
Alright, let's do this. Exposing my boy Pretty Flocko. This is not how I thought this was gonna go tonight, but wow, let's hear it.
Now Karma's gonna go and somebody's gonna look at my name and they're gonna be like, hold up, Corvette? This guy called me names in like 3 different languages, and it's gonna show up, you know, on Twitter or whatever. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'm ready. Bring it. Bring it. As long as I never use any racial epithets, go ahead. Bring it up. That's fine. Anything.
Man.
So wait.
So
break
it down. What did it say?
I got a lot of hate. Okay. Play Dark Side, so just imagine this for a second.
Oh, of course.
But Pretty Flocko is in there. I know he's in there, right? And our conversation isn't that far deep into my chat because we just played, and I think I sent him a message that day. It's coming up right here. Okay, so cool.
Shit.
I'm scrolling up.
Black
Okay.
Canary.
Oh yeah, and I got a lot of salt here too. So this isn't me just putting him out there. There's some salt that I put out there.
Firestorm.
All right. So I'll remember it all. Okay.
Fighters approaching Metropolis.
GG's, right. So I messaged him, GG's. He goes, you really love to mash.
Oh, there it is.
So I said, oh, I was gonna try another character. What happened? So I'm assuming he left, you know? I'm assuming he left the set. His response is also, you're a bandwagon motherfucker too, playing Scarecrow, because he won top 8. And don't say you have been playing him because you had all level 1 gear. False. I had all level 20 gear. Okay? 1:12 a.m. He says again, I hate button mashers. Okay? So I respond after swallowing, drinking my Coca-Cola. I respond, I have all level 20 here. He was the first character I leveled. Also, I have beaten you in tournaments. Why do you think these things? He says, what the fuck? You've never beaten me in tourney. I literally just beat you last Sunday. That was the first time we have ever played. Not true. Go to ESL. Numbers don't lie. Okay? So I go, I have no idea why you are upset. I said, look at my profile. I have tons of Scarecrow time. Besides him, I play Darkseid and Brainiac. I can send you a screenshot if you want.
Man.
LOL, what the fuck? A set is the whole thing, not one game, dude. A set is a first to 2, a first to 3, a first to something, not just when you win one game, LOL. I don't know really what he's trying to say. I think because maybe he had beaten me before and I had won a round of that set and he thought I was referring to that when I was actually referring to actually beating him in tournament the whole set. So I go thinking like I gotta make a friend and my goal. So I'm like, is there something I did wrong? LOL, I was thinking you would re-invite me. I am so confused. He said, no, I'm getting off. Okay.
Damn, Flocko
So after
going
all of this, karma comes in, right? And the dates go by. That was the dates of that. I think was like the 12th or the week before. Fast forward a week, 7/16. My next message to him is, GG. I would have played pro, but you know, bandwagon and all.
Man.
And that's when I had eliminated him in ESL. So we came back around to him. You know what I'm saying? And so I guess we had like this beef going on. But he won at the end of the day, right? Because he just eliminated me last week. I had to get all this salt. Or this week, right? He just eliminated me. What was it?
yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, this craziness.
So I had to get all this salt off my chest and show it to brothers who would understand it. And I know you guys would understand how I'm feeling. So I'm bringing all this baggage. I'm bringing all this baggage into the match. You know what I mean? So I was a little bit on tilt, bro, when I got in that set, because I'm thinking, am I really a bandwagon motherfucker? You know, was I doing that because of white boy? You know, like, I let him get in my head. You know what I mean? And I should have switched to Crow. I really should have. And guess what he says when I get in the Discord and he reports the result? Well, he didn't have to report the results because it was observed, but we get in the Discord. What does he say? He's probably watching the stream and he's mouthing it right now. I can see this motherfucker saying it. He goes, you should have picked Crow. Wink emoji.
Wow. I mean, man.
If I didn't have a healthy marriage right now, I'd be in marriage counseling, bro. I'll just tell you right now.
Jesus.
Because I was taking all that frustration out. I was raging. So I don't make it to Wednesday night fights, right? I love it that you asked me about the actual game, and I haven't even said a word about the game yet.
Oh, you're good.
Shit, right?
Oh, let's go.
I normally don't make it to Wednesday night fights, right? But because it's like an hour and a half away, and I'm a New Yorker. I don't have a car in California. I just literally I Uber there if it's gonna make me money. You know, I don't need. I hate to drive, right? So I usually hitch a ride with somebody who's going over there, or I spend $150 in Uber. How dedicated I am. You know, but you know, so I haven't been going the last few weeks, right? But I went last night after Flocko handed me that motherfucker. Okay?
Oh man!
Because I was like, I gotta make myself feel better, man. So I went to Wednesday night fights last night, and actually, I was asking Han how I did, but I thought I made fourth. Fourth place. The top three was Revolver, Han. Well, no, Han won. So it was Han, Revolver, and Satsui. And I made it all the way up to that. Even after entering the tournament with a loss, I entered the tournament in a loser's bracket because
you didn't make that in time.
Yeah, I didn't make it in time, man. So I had to take a loss and enter in the loser's bracket, and I made that shit all the way up to where my next match was gonna be with Waldo. But I asked Han on the way out, and he said something like, you either made 9th or 7th. I'm not sure. I don't know where you can see Wednesday night fight standings. But, man, Flocko bodied me so fucking bad, I'm talking about a totally different tournament, yo. That's my response.
Man, well, first and foremost, my brother, I don't know why it calls himself Pretty Flocko when the man looks like the Violator out of Spawn.
Man.
Fuck is he to talk about not liking butt mashers when that man smashes his face into his controller, stomps on it? That's what it feels like when I play him.
Yo, so I left out the other salt. Hold up, I left it out.
Oh,
if any of you guys are in Discord, okay? If any of you guys are in Discord, Los Angeles, if you go through the Discord
I can't get in
history,
there.
okay? Okay, if you go in there, you'll scroll up, and right after my match with Flocko, where he said all that shit, I look in the iPad, and he's telling the admin, yo, I think the last guy I played, he was using a mod or something. Because only an AI could react like that.
What?
And I go, what the fuck? I look just like James Franco in the James Franco gif. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We gets up like pardon me, like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, what the fuck? Like my chin just hit my chest like right away. And I'm like, I gotta ask somebody about this. Like, what's going on? Luckily, he responded right away. He was talking about some other unfortunate man who I'm sure also wasn't cheating, but he was talking about somebody like that he played afterwards or whatever. But that still ain't right, because I'm pretty sure that guy wasn't cheating either. And if he was, then I take that back, Flocko. But man, I thought I was salty. Yo, not only did you beat me and win that Flocko, you also won my personal saltiest motherfucker of the year. Because that's you. You're even more salty than I am, and I lost to you.
And what day was this on in Discord?
What day? It had to be it was the week that I got fifth. So it was like the week not 2 weeks before. If not 2 weeks before, then the week, then 3 weeks. Not 2 weeks, then 3 weeks.
Yeah, because
Believe it or not, I'm looking through Discord right now.
Yeah, I'll go to Discord right here, because I don't like to ever say no bullshit, so I'll confirm it, and then I'll send it to you, StarCharged. Because I honestly think Flocko's like a solid dude. You know, you can never really know people online. We all have completely different online personas. But I do think, I just wanted to know, yo, we could be friends, bro. We could be friends. So I don't ever want you to think that I'm like somebody that I totally was intrigued by White Boy's play, but I played Scarecrow prior to that. Way before that. I'm not no bandwagon motherfucker. Not that it's okay to be a bandwagon motherfucker. You know what I mean? I hope I start a dark side bandwagon. I hope people watch me and they're like, yo, I'm jumping on dark side or whatever. You know, like we all wish we could be, you know, we all wish we could play that caliber. We all want to be good. But it's not the. I'll just say this to say. I'll say that to say this. This is not the only incident I've heard of Flocko insulting someone. You know, no, I didn't say that. I'll only talk about stuff that I have had actual experience with, but I will say that this is not the only incident that people in my circle, my homeboys, have told me about. So, yeah,
no, you're not wrong. He's a big asshole, and he's not even good.
Oh no, Flocko, I've known him now for well over a year now. I met him at Evo last year, back when he actually defeated and upset Han Rashid in order to get into the top 32 at Evo using all Bo Raicho. This man beat
I didn't know that.
He beat HQT Predator with Bo Raicho and beat Han Rashid's HQT Predator with all Bo Raicho nonetheless, man.
Wow.
This was one of the most impressive matches at Evo, and this is of course how I met Pretty Flocko. I friended him, and we've been friends ever since, man. I've played characters that have made this man mad, and I've played characters that have pretty much gotten the better of him over the course of both games. But this is something of all guys that I never thought I'd hear get put on blast. Pretty Flocko was easily at the top of the list. Easily one of those near the top of the list, man. I did not know any of this.
Okay, but check it out. I don't want to put him on blast in a way where it like gets him to be viewed in a negative light. We all do this. We all do this. It's just a matter of whether we do it to the right or wrong person. And he just happened to do it to somebody. He happened to do it to somebody who's at a stage in their life where they really try hard to be the better person in almost every exchange, you know what I'm saying? And that's me. I'm not saying I don't give in, bro. I have said some childish shit to people, bro. I've said some shit that it took me almost 15 minutes to write. Like you think about that. I guarantee you know you're salty when the PS4 says we don't got any more room in this message box. Like,
bruh, it's happened to the best of us. It's happened to the best of us.
Like, the user interface is like, sorry, you don't have any more time, sir. Your time is up. Get the fuck over it. Like, make another message. You know what I'm saying? And that has happened to me. That has happened to me numerous times. So I can't lie. You know, I don't want to stand up here like, you know, I'm like the kind of guy who gets beat and is like, oh, thank you, sir. May I have another? That's not me. That's not me at all. So shout outs to Pretty Flocko. What I hope happens is that he's like, yo, that was real talk, bro. I heard about that. you know, let's jump on this bandwagon together and let me body you again. That's what I hope. I just hope I get another set.
Oh
I hope
my
I get another
God.
set. That's all I want. Whether in tournament, out of tournament, you know, that's all.
Francis Capra here live on the StarCharged Streamcast, spewing that real talk, getting his shot to actually put in his word on the no-chill zone that is the StarCharged Streamcast tonight, man.
That was fun. Begin. Yo, Francis, and you used to play Ferra Torr in MKX2, right?
I did try. I think I uploaded a couple videos with Ferra Torr. I just was pretty bad, man. Like, I didn't have the execution necessary for that painting game and a lot of other things. I mean, I'll be really honest, I stalked Biohazard, like, throughout the time. Talking about bandwagon. Yo. If you would have looked behind Biohazard at a couple of the early locals to MKX, you would have literally caught him carrying a bandwagon with me in it. Basically, I was literally just following him. I was following him like, yo, anything this man does, I'm gonna go home and lab that shit, and I'm gonna try and reproduce it. So many different times. So basically, if he when he was playing the Ferra Torr and then also switched to Kano, I felt like that was a sign from the universe that we were linked, and he was trying to send me text through the internet, you know. So, but it failed. It failed. My Ferra Torr career was very short.
Oh, see, I think we were even in the same pool at Evo. I could have sworn we played each other.
I could be totally wrong and confusing you with this other guy who might have Dab in his name, but did you ever have that hairstyle like where there's like a high top knot?
A high top.
Oh, he still had the long hair. Dab did.
Yeah, Dab.
Yeah, but then again, Dab is also known to carry the man bun, so.
Yeah. No, that's the other Dab. That's Dab.
That's the real Dab. Yeah.
I don't know, bro. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to your Twitter page and I'm gonna use my mental Rolodex and I'm gonna find out exactly where we met. I just feel like I met you. It could have been at a local. Do you ever come to California locals?
I live in California. I'm in Sacramento.
How the fuck haven't we met then, bro? Of course we probably
That's what I'm saying. Oh, man.
Yeah, for sure we met. For sure we have. Did you go to ESL Season 2?
No.
I don't know how. I had a big hotel party for ESL Season 2. I invited, like, everybody from everywhere was over there. That's where I met Guido. That's where Guido introduced me to Echo. Like, pretty much anybody that was California local was in that hotel suite. A bunch of people though from other sets were there. Dragon came through, Honeybee came through.
That's tight.
But everybody, a bunch of people came through. Toxin was there. Toxin and his dad, yo. Shout outs to them, man. Those guys are
hella
really
chill.
Yeah, man. Those guys
Really
are
good
really awesome, bro. Like that, anybody would want to have that relationship with their father. I really admire that.
Bro, you know when I got the most jealous was before Injustice came out. It was probably a week or two before when everybody was getting the early copies. And Toxin, you know, seeing everybody get these early copies, he's like, man, I really want one. You can see him posting on Twitter, and then one day he posts a picture saying, I got the best dad ever. And his dad actually went and found him an early copy of the game. Like, yo, man, I'm so jealous.
Yeah, that was really good stuff, man. And you know, the thing about parents, like my parents, just absolutely, or at least my mom anyway, she absolutely abhorred the idea of me going out and playing games competitively while I was in college, and of course, I mean, she didn't want to get me a go-kart to become a race car driver. And she didn't want to support some of the other shit that I really wanted to do in my life, like being a football player. But so, you're talking about a guy, when I was a kid, I didn't drink, smoke, do drugs, or get into trouble. So when it came to me doing one of the other things I was really good at that was low cost and I had none of the other strings attached to some of the other kinds of career choices would have had, I mean, being a pro, going into gaming, you would have thought that you'd have supported something like that since, of course, I'd have continued to stay out of trouble, but hell no. She's like, hell no. It took her years to finally get through that. And so to see guys like Toxin and see all the supportive parents when it comes to those kinds of goals, man, it's really awesome to see.
Thank you for
it's really
sharing
awesome
that,
to see.
that Charger, man. That's some real talk you just said, man. I relate to it on so many levels. What you just said, bro. That's something I think that's what you just said is something that's still unspoken between my mother and I. I think my mom still worries that I might be spending too much time playing games because you know, like at this point, even right now. But luckily, I had my mom has been like constantly a positive force in my life, and I wouldn't be where I am without her. You know, she's always understood me and always understood how important games were to me, that I needed them. But it's a generational thing, Charger. It's like it's just they can't understand. You know, I linked a video from Jace Hall the other day where people see you playing a game and they just think of all the stuff you're missing instead of all the stuff you're getting from the game. You know, what you're being introduced to, how people are introduced to graphic design, how people are introduced to voiceover work, acting, script writing, screenwriting, you know, how many different things I've been introduced to. I mean, I've literally booked jobs because of the fighting game industry. You know, like and I'm talking about feature film work, you know, feature film work, television work. You know, I've spent more time while I've been on set working on characters than I have working on set. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course, man. That's just real talk.
Yeah, literally. Like I've got pictures. You know, I was going through an incredible actor, John Hurt. He passed away a few years ago, not even a year ago. He was the actor who the alien burst through his chest. He's an iconic actor in the original Alien. He's you know, first one infected. Not many people know this, but I was on the show The Strain, and
oh, you were on The Strain? You were on The Strain.
Yeah, season 1. I'm actually really proud of it. Yeah. If you ever check it out, I would love to check it out.
I love The Strain. I love The Strain.
Well, the original actor who plays the main actor, the old man, the vampire hunter, getting his name right now. Thank you so much. Guillermo del Toro would have been like, how the hell do you not remember the lead actor? Guillermo del Toro would have killed me right now. But to drink it, yeah. John Hurt was originally cast in his role, the actor, and so he was the original Stray Kid. And so I got to meet him and work with him during our first episode. I had the honor to work with him. Of course, it didn't work out, conflicting schedule. He was recast as our current actor playing Stray Kid. But I took a picture with him while we were on set, and I was just looking at the picture because he unfortunately passed away recently. And in the picture, I'm like, what am I holding in my hand? I'm like, well, let me zoom in. And sure enough, I'm holding a PS Vita, and you can see Black Adam doing 112 on Superman in the corner.
Oh my god.
And it's like,
so he was actually supposed to be the original Satrakian?
Yeah, man. I hope Guillermo is like okay with me talking about that, like, you know, because I don't know how many people know that, but I feel like I got to explain it too, because I always talk about working with him, and a lot of people are like, where the hell did you work with him at? What'd you do? But yeah, that was the project where I met him and had the pleasure to work with him.
Yo, Francis, can we just agree that Quinlan from The Strain is like one of the most badass characters that Guillermo has developed?
Yo, man, I just wish that the only thing I regret about The Strain is that I didn't get a chance to audition for that part, man. Because I was
for Quinlan?
Like, yeah, man, that I'm not saying I ever could do a better job than the young man playing him, but wow, that character is awesome.
Dude, so actually, I want to bring this up to you, man. Since you worked on The Strain, did you notice a link between Blade 3 and Quinlan?
You know, I feel like a lot of people, whenever they see the vampire hunter or the vampire, or I feel like whenever they see vampires dying to swords, we automatically think of Blade, because people really don't give Blade the credit due. You know, Blade started the comic book genre as far as film goes. You know, it was the first comic book movie. It's so big, you know, it's such a big film in our memories and pop culture and overall. But I gotta say, I agree in the aesthetic, but I don't agree as far as like the story and how it came together, because The Strain feels like such an original creation from Guillermo. Like, I don't think that he really borrowed from too many aspects. Maybe as it was translating to film, and I haven't read the books. I haven't read the books completely. I think I read a very little bit of the first novel. But I think maybe when things translate to film, sometimes studios and productions, they to make things more economical and to make things resonate more with the wider audience, they'll borrow elements from things that are already established in popular culture and media.
Yeah.
So Quinlan, even though he was probably a much more original character and creation in the novels, he resembles a much more familiar archetype like Blade, you know, in the film or the television.
Well, what I wanted to bring up to you is that I thought this was cool as hell.
You're right. He's a Dhampir. You're right. I didn't think about that. He's a Dhampir.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
He
What
is
is that? But dude, he has the same sword Dracula had in Blade 3. Yeah, with the bone handle and everything.
That's pretty cool. I wonder if that's intentional.
I don't know. But it's so sick.
Because you know Guillermo del Toro did Blade as well.
Yeah, of course.
So maybe that's
Guillermo del
something
Toro, man, he's one of my favorites.
So
sick. Maybe that's intentional. That can't be a coincidence.
Dude, if that's a
Guillermo del Toro somewhere listening to the stream like these stupid kids. Of course it's the same sword. Of course it's the same sword. But yeah, that's really cool that you noticed that, man. I totally didn't notice that.
Yeah, I love the strain in Blade, man.
Anything Dracula. Yo, have you guys seen the Castlevania Netflix series?
Dude, it's freaking sick as hell.
Yeah, I need to watch that.
It's amazing. They just confirmed a second season of it too coming out this year.
Oh my god, man. I just watched it for the second time the other night. I fell asleep in the first episode the second time. Yeah. Oh.
Man, so, dude, since you're into Dracula and anime, did you ever see Vampire Hunter D back in the day?
Yo, have you ever seen Hellsing?
Hellsing is the shit. I love
Vampire Hunter D started everything. Okay, Vampire Hunter D started everything for me. The fact that vampires can do psychokinesis and telekinesis.
Yeah.
Like, me and Dap Jr. clearly need to like go somewhere and make out,
right?
Because apparently.
You boys seem like you have a little too much in common, like a couple or something.
I'm sorry, fellas. I just want you to know that she's the only reason I came here tonight.
Man.
Clearly.
Oh yeah, that's been a plan from start to finish. Literally from start to finish.
Oh man.
Hey Francis, man, it has been nothing
cool,
short of gold. This interview, it's been nothing short of gold, and Lord knows, I can't wait to see you in person. I don't know when my next West Coast tournament's going to be, but
trying to get him to Summer Jam.
We're trying to get him to Summer Jam. If I see you at Summer Jam, I'm definitely wanting to see you at Summer Jam or whatever offline event possible.
Yeah. Absolutely. Hopefully, if I do get to the next one, you know, I just kind of, it's more of a financial thing and the travel and the fact that my wife and I have this like weird like symbiotic phase where we basically like just melt into pools of liquid if we're apart for too long. So she has to like work things out on her end where she has to travel. We just can't be apart. We like to experience things together.
Totally.
We are. If I can work out Summer Jam, man, I'll do whatever's possible. I really would love to meet you guys. I have no friends, so this is like my only source of friends, you know? So it's really, really great to be invited and be a part of it. Thank you guys for welcoming me. You guys, the episode is so awesome, you guys. I already knew all of you before because I fell asleep to so many of your streams, just watching you guys, just laughing. Man, I've seen so many pics of your faces for the Catwoman matchup,
So you've seen the infamous StarCharger meme face there.
Yeah, I've seen the one in the hotel door had me and my wife.
Dude.
Oh my God, with Tekken Master, man, he was. Yeah, Tekken Master, he's such a pal, man. He snapped that at the perfect time.
Yeah, man. So, you know, I already knew you guys. Whether you knew it or not, you guys were in our life, and you enriched our lives and gave us a lot of wonderful memories. Thank you for having me.
That is such cool real talk to hear, man. It really is.
That is. Hell of it is.
And you know,
maybe you guys have Flocko on next episode for his side, and we'll
man, the beef is real. The beef is real.
We got ourselves a rivalry. Okay.
Look at the way I'm thinking about this man. Like for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need to get a set. I need to get a set.
Bro, I know what to look out for the next time I watch any West Coast local tournaments, any more of the hometown heroes brackets. In fact, I always check the hometown heroes brackets for every region to see what happens. We're going to be talking slightly about hometown heroes here in a few moments to talk about the standings as it goes into the last week. I'm just going to look for the last hometown heroes tournament before it gets whittled down into the top 4 of each region. And I'm going to see explicitly if you and Flocko have had one last opportunity to run it back before it gets whittled down. I need to see this.
I hope so, man. I'll be fighting hard and
Green arrow wins.
Thanks so much for having me, man. I'll be joining you guys again. Just let me know when, you know.
Of course,
Yes,
hey man.
sir.
You know, I followed you on Twitter. I'm gonna keep track of you. I definitely want to see if I can get games with you in the near future, man. It's been
Green
such
arrow.
a big pleasure to have you on the show. And, you know, don't worry, we will definitely want to see if we can have more of you in the future on the StarCharged Streamcast, Francis. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You guys take care. And I'll be watching the rest of the night. Me and my wife are going to get something to eat, a late night meal. And then we'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Peace.
Take
Thank
care.
you so
man.
much, Francis. Yeah, folks, man, that was Francis Capra. You know, nothing
hella
short of
cool.
great stuff, man. That easily one of the best interviews. I mean, we've had great interviews on the StarCharged Streamcast, man. And Echo, you know, credit to good old boy Echo, man. This man nailed it. He's the one who nailed that particular interview and hooking Francis up with StarCharged. This was nothing short of awesome stuff.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't even know it was going to go in some of those directions, to be honest. I was just like, yo, you know, that's interesting. You know, an actor that some of us grew up, you know, maybe didn't even know that's who it was. You know, let's see if he wants to get on. And dude, like, you know, sometimes, you know, because he probably lives a busy lifestyle, so he doesn't always get back immediately. But when he responded when he did and said, yeah, I'm down, I'm like, yo, for real? Okay.
Wow, man.
Let's do it.
You hooked us up so much, dude. At this
big
point,
time.
you're the
Thank you,
winner
son.
of what I like to call the FedEx Award, sir, because you have just delivered.
Oh, okay.
You
as long as I'm not on a
delivered.
plane that crashes.
Oh, damn. Well, honestly, you know, even with that going against them, you know, I'd rather have FedEx taking care of my packages than DHL any day of the week. And you want to talk about no chill? Let's go. Before I go into Hometown Heroes, go into that, and before I go into War of the Gods, before we think about what we're going to be doing next year on the show, let me go in on DHL for a moment. See this? Hold on. See this right here?
Uh-oh.
This
Oh,
is
yeah,
the-
StarCharged have been dealing with somebody. Yeah,
This
with
is
them
my-
delivering your package.
Yeah, this is my Fanta stick. You see, I ordered this last week because I am getting hardcore into the 3D games like Tekken, and because, in fact, let me move it a little bit closer to the camera so you guys can take a look. You see, it's a bat top stick, and it's actually got very good movement. You see the gate right here. Yeah, down here at the bottom. Now, it's a little bit different than the Sanwa Samitsu, Hayabusa, you know, kinds of formats. But yeah, this is what I ordered. These are the pieces that I ordered. And of course the firmware that came along with it. Installation was another process. But here, we're just going to talk about the delivery. You see, I ordered 2 to 3 day delivery from South Korea to come over here to Houston. And it all came through DHL. I didn't have a choice. Usually I like to have FedEx, or if worst comes to worst, UPS take care of the packaging so that I can get my stuff. DHL I usually don't screw with because usually, you know, I really don't have the choice to take them. But in any event, I get the service and I have everything shipped over here. And these morons wind up getting everything right and getting it over here on the Friday that it was supposed to be here, except for one thing. It says that I do not have... it says that these guys can't deliver because they can't get into the gate of my apartment. And it says that, you know, that I wasn't present at my apartment. Now, you see, I work from home as a Texas design consultant for the firm that I work for. So, of course, I knew that reasoning that I wasn't home was bullshit. So, I know it's bullshit. And so, what
Just
winds
call
up
it like
happening...
it is, man.
what winds up happening is they told me that when I placed the order and when the shipping was actually given, that no special notes were made on getting through the gate of my apartment, which was fair. I was not given any options to give them that information, or for that matter, giving them my phone number, which would have allowed them to call me. But you see, here's the thing. Here's the catch with DHL. Absolutely none of their couriers, none of the guys that drive their trucks and deliver their packages and deliver their parcels for them have company phones. None of them have company phones, and for that matter, absolutely none of them use their phones for work whatsoever, which means them delivering your package and then contacting you about it if they don't feel like your package is in a safe area to deliver, which is also at their discretion, that's their choice. Which means they don't have to deliver your package to you, period.
Damn.
And so
You
what?
can't even.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Can't even go to like their warehouse and pick it up. Or
Well,
anything?
we're getting to this. We're getting to this.
Okay.
And so,
Okay.
I give them the information, like my phone number. Like they say they don't have company phones, but at the same time, if they're willing to use their personal phone to contact me when they come and deliver, and the next time, well then they can possibly give you a call. So I give them both of my phone numbers as well as give them the gate code to my apartment complex. And what winds up happening is on Monday, when they try to re-deliver my package, the same shit happens. Same shit happens. This time they have absolutely no excuse they can run to, and I call them out on this, both on my customer complaint and on social media. And
Damn.
essentially, the only way for me to get my package on Monday was to go all the way to their warehouse, which is over right next door to Bush Intercontinental Airport on the other side of town in Houston from where I am. I live only about a hop and a skip away from Hobby Airport, which by and large is just about, 0.2 miles away from my house. I just walk there whenever I need to fly from there. And Bush Intercontinental Airport is literally 35 miles in the other direction. So I drive all the way to their warehouse just in the nick of time before it closes, and just in the nick of time when their delivery truck, the Dodo Brain that was supposed to deliver my package, he got there just minutes before I did. And so I'm walking into their office, and I look inside of their office. I mean, you've got the girl behind the counter, she's looking shoddy, shirt untucked, her name tag is slanted. I mean, just absolutely no care in the world about her presentation whatsoever. Hell, she didn't even do her hair, have makeup on, and her glasses were even crooked. Along with the manager, the fat bastard of a manager that they had behind the counter working everything. This man had no care in the world for anybody's packages or anybody's business whatsoever. And and so as he's telling me that he's trying to get my package, which shouldn't have taken 20 minutes, but it did. I have no idea why, but of course, like I said, it did. And I'm just looking at the office. I'm just looking at how terrible this office is at their warehouse. And then I look at the 5 world clocks that they have showing Tokyo, New Guinea, Honolulu, New York, and I forget where the last destination was, but it just so happens. Oh yeah, London. That was the last destination. And it just so happens that 3 out of the 5 times that they have on those clocks were wrong.
God damn.
I mean, so it's just like, dude, you guys couldn't just screw up with my package. Now y'all are just fucking up in your own office. And I felt so bad for these losers. I had to point it out for them that their clocks were wrong. And so I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, no need for you guys to tell me why you couldn't deliver me my package to me the right way the second time. Just like looking at y'all in your presentation here in your own office, that I've been told everything I need to know. Yeah, I just took my package and went right on home, and just got to work installing my stick. And I know that I'm never gonna do business with DHL again, because you want to know what DHL stands for, folks, and you want to keep this in mind for the future. Don't hire losers.
Damn.
Don't hire losers to deliver your packages. Enough said.
Damn.
I didn't even know they delivered packages, to be honest. I thought that was a moving company or some shit. I didn't even know.
I'm telling you. I mean, this was one of those kinds of things where it put me on tilt in ways you'll never understand. And the delivery company, they're supposed to deliver my package to me. I'm not supposed to go to the delivery company's joint to get my package from them. But you know.
Yeah. Well,
After
I could tell
got
you were getting pissed on Twitter because, you know, it takes a lot, because I've had to tag some companies too.
Oh, yeah.
But it usually takes a lot to get somebody to actually tag a company on Twitter and be like, yo. And I think you did it twice. I think you did it the last 2 days, I think.
I did it like 2 or 3 times, and I was just like calling them out on it. And they were trying to do damage control, and at that point I had already talked to their customer service over the phone twice, and both times they told me there's really nothing they can do. And these jokers are trying to make it seem like as if they're any better. And I already knew my options, and it's just like, dude, just stop. Just stop, please. You guys are just...
Bro,
you guys are just digging your own grave right now.
A couple weeks ago, I got in trouble at work because 3 days in a row I had missed lunch because...
Right.
The guy that shows up when you make an appointment.
Oh, what's going on with y'all motherfuckers' internet lately? Oh, hell no.
You're on West Coast, man. I'm all the way on the
I've got Xfinity. I've got Xfinity's best packets that they actually offer on the 250 gig here in Houston.
Oh, there you go. And I've helped some people in the FGC, and the last person I helped was Pig. He was having a problem with his, and like it's so cool to know so much about it that, you know, I can go in his DMs and be like, yo, I need you to do this, log into your modem, whatever, you know, so I can see all the signal levels and tell you what's going on. But so a couple weeks ago, 3 days without a lunch. For people that don't know, even if you don't, so let's say you have a service appointment for a certain time frame, even if you're not home, they have this new rule where even if the tech shows up and then you're not home, and so we do a not home verification process, which is we text into this service, and then it tries to call the customer, and then it says, hey, your tech is there. If you're not home, please go there. And if nobody ever shows up, then we just move on. But they have this new thing where if a customer calls in to dispute it, it doesn't matter if it's like 5 hours after your appointment, you can dispute it and we'll come back. So 3 days in a row, I missed lunch because of this stupid new rule. And so I was like, you know what, I'm fed up with this shit. Yeah, I was fed up with it. So I just tagged them on Twitter, and I was like, they'll probably not even fucking care. No, they cared. They actually, like 2 hours later, they got back to me, and I had to have a meeting with HR and the manager and all this other shit about why did you do that and why did you feel the need to do that? Like, and I told them, you know, what was up? Like, yo, and it's safe to say I've had a lunch every day since then. So something worked, but you know, it is a.
So you made a difference.
I did make a difference, yeah. Maybe at my own expense, they were acting oddly, like, you know, after you create a scene sometimes, like, people are overly nice, or they're just kind of oddly nice, like, yo, that's not, like, why are you acting weird now? That's kind of how it is at work now, but you know what? It is what it is, man. So I come home for lunch, get me a couple sandwiches or whatever, and then come down here and play Injustice while I can. And then go back to work.
Hey, man, don't underestimate the power of social media, man. These companies, they are starting to understand the fact that social media gets news out there like wildfire. News spreads on social media like a virus. And you know, it's just like stuff like that. They cannot afford stuff like that to harm their reputation. So, yeah, social media has pretty much gotten to a point to where that's how PR, guys that work in public relations with any company, this is how they make their money. Yeah, this is how they get in front of damage control. This is how they actually make everybody happy. Social media is just basically how, you know, if you've gotten into the PR field in school, you better master the ways of Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. I mean, those are like prerequisites now so that you can actually, you know, show these guys that if worse comes to worse, you know how to throw yourself as the safety blanket over whatever spark that started the fire.
Yeah, especially if you have somewhat of a, you know, a following. If you just make an account and have a Twitter egg and like 4 followers that are bots, then, you know, who knows if they'll actually pay attention. But another thing to keep in mind too is, though, if you're going for a job, you know, a lot of times they'll try and find you on Facebook, you know, using your name and just kind of see what kind of that's what I've heard. I've never actually seen that happen, but I've heard that's what, you know, kind of a background check kind of thing they do, is try and find you on social media, make sure you're not like posting pictures, you know, doing drugs or I guess whatever. But yeah, that's something to look out for.
Right, and now, all right, let's transition really quickly into hometown heroes and go through that, and we're gonna go through those standings in those regions really quickly, and then we're gonna go through War of the Gods really quickly, and then I don't know if we're still gonna have time to get full auto on the show for any callouts that he may have, but nevertheless,
Oh no, he said he can't make it.
he said he
His
couldn't make it.
like, yeah, his like brother or sister or something like that is having a baby.
Oh wow! Well, congrats to him.
Yeah.
Congrats to them. So, you know, we'll just continue. We'll probably, you know, just reschedule that one as we look into the rest of these standings now. Just going into we're gonna start off with the Dallas region. We're gonna start off with my region over here in particular, and I've only competed in a couple of hometown heroes tournaments so far, and you know, it's not the preferred, you know, way to go in terms of, as I see Echo left the party. I guess Echo's got to go to bed for work.
Oh dang, he didn't give us a heads up.
Well, he kind of gave me a little bit of a heads up. You know, I had a feeling that he'd probably dip so that he can you know, have a good start on work. But either way, man, if that's the case, you know, definitely thank Echo for his time on the show tonight, man. Great stuff. And like I said, he's the MVP of the night, getting Francis on here. That was big time.
That was super sick.
That was such big time. Hold on just a sec.
For sure.
And yeah, going into hometown heroes, you know, starting with you know, we're gonna start in alphabetical order. We're gonna start with the Atlanta region and go over the points there. And you've got Burritos leading the charge right now. And one thing I've noticed with the Atlanta region, and this has been actually a big time rule change, it seems, that or no, never mind. But at the same time, the big time rule changes that, you know, of course, Tweety's sitting there in third place, as everybody knows he's got points with the Atlanta region and with the Chicago region. And you're only allowed to have you're only allowed to qualify for one region. So, you know, that he's chosen the Atlanta region, and there he sits in third place with UPR in fourth. And UPR right now, out of everybody between him, Tweety, Fierce, and Burritos, UPR Nova is the only one that I see in striking distance of actually being overtaken by guys like Merc or Skate Nachos. Pending his appearance in this final week of Hometown Heroes, which I'm pretty sure he'll compete. Right now, you know, that's what it looks like in terms of Atlanta. It looks like UPR, Nova, Tweety, Fierce, and Burritos are in the driver's seats of those regions. So let me go back, and we're gonna go into the Chicago region. Which, speaking of,
nice.
And it looks like right now, Mr. Hectic Gamer at number 4. Ambu Get Wrecked at number 3, OD Alcatraz at number 2, and Perfect Legend at number 1. All right, and yeah, only 10 points separate Perfect Legend and Alcatraz, so Alcatraz can possibly still overtake PL in this last week for that number 1 seed. But it looks like you know, Playing to Win and Best MK. Playing to Win is the only one who actually has a chance, pending Mr. Hectic Gamer's participation in this last week, to actually qualify for that number 4 spot. Everybody's favorite dead shot down player. So, Yeah, a shame we couldn't have full auto on the show, but we'll see if we can rearrange that. As he's another dead shot that's coming up through the ranks. So that's what it looks like for Chicago. Now let's check out now let's check out Dallas. And Dallas is gonna have ominous, or hold on, it's gonna have Maddox sitting at number 4. DSV Black, aka Dr. BBC, aka Frozen Asta, aka the Man of 1,000 Names at number 3. Chaotic Ominous at number 2, and Handy Savage has overtaken everybody and moved into the number 1 spot.
Oh, nice. Who's Handy using in this one?
Catwoman.
Nice.
And you've got Handy at number 1, and then down below Maddox, who's sitting at number 4, you have Lord Peanut sitting at number 5, who was sitting comfortably in the top 4 for the longest time, but he's decided to aim his focus more towards the Pro Series because he believes he can still qualify in the Pro Series, even though he's only sitting at right now he's sitting at 20 points total in the Pro Series, and right now that cutoff for the top 16, if the Pro Series were to end right now, is right now it's sitting at 90, which is my point total. And which I'm sitting in the final cutoff spot at number 16 right now. That could change after Viennality if Mads or Foxy have good turnouts, but right now the looks of things is that Maddox, Black, and Ominous and Handy will advance out of that region. And with that, we're gonna take a look at the next region, which is Los Angeles. Which, of course, is the same region that our boy Francis Capra is in, along with, rival Pretty Flocko. But it doesn't look like either one of them is registered in the top 4 of that tournament, or that series. Right now, in the top 4 is DJT, Rewind, Crazy, and Nubcakes, man. That is a stacked looking top 4.
That's crazy.
That is a stacked top 4, my man. And right now, the only guys that can overtake DJT, should he not compete or have a bad showing in the final week of Hometown Heroes, are Emperor Flappy and KHTC Acid.
Nice.
And both of them are sitting at 280 points, and they're only 30 points behind DJT. So anything can happen, but right now, if I had to put my bottom dollar on it, those 4, DJT, Rewind, Crazy, and Nubcakes, are the guys that you're going to be seeing. Nubcakes, who was just recently signed in the last week by Bittersweet Esports. So congratulations to Nubcakes, man. He's earned it. And next region is Miami. Welcome to Miami. That's one of my favorite songs. What about you?
Oh, it has Will Smith.
Yeah, welcome to Miami. Feels so good. And then Zyfox, Gross, Full Auto, and Viking are the top 4 in this region. This is another very stacked and very scary region because, right behind Zyfox, only 20 points behind him, is Beyond Toxin. And he's like I said, he's only 20 points behind, which means if he has a very good week in this last week and Zyfox possibly gets knocked out early or does not get as far as Toxin going into this final tournament, Toxin very well could close the gap and or leapfrog Zyfox in that last position going into the cutoff here on August 12th. So
Nice.
But right now, those are your top 4, man. That is a crazy looking top bracket, man. I mean, you got Full Auto, Viking, Gross, and Zyfox. Gross hot off of his top 8 appearance at Evo and his top 8 at Defend the North. So he's really got some momentum.
Nice.
I mean, Stream, what do you guys think right now of these Hometown Hero standings?
Man.
And so I'll let that simmer while we go into the New York City area. And Dab Jr., this one is as close as you can ask for anybody's region to be at this point. I mean, take a look at this, buddy. You've got Kinetic Predator, you've got at Costner, Nix, and Kevo the Man. Now, right behind Kinetic Predator is Beat-On, and he's only 10 points behind.
I think Ominous is gonna take it though, to be honest.
Oh no, this is New York. Yeah, this is New York.
Oh, New York.
Yeah, this New York that has Kinetic Predator, Costner, Nix, and Kevo the Man, and Beat-On is only 10 points behind 4th place Predator.
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, that's your Fate brother, your Dr. Fate brother, man. Do you think he can get the job done and get that final spot?
Man, you know what? I honestly think he will. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at this point. Like, as good as Fate is, and as more tech that's coming along with Fate, I wouldn't be surprised if he pulls it through. I wouldn't be surprised one bit.
Right, and now,
like,
it was such a shame he couldn't defend the North. I was really looking forward to seeing his Fate in action in that kind of a tournament.
Dude, I watched it. That match against Hayate that he had, that was actually pretty sick. That was a good showing of Fate play.
Wait a minute, what match? What tournament?
Oh, I forgot the term. You were the one that told me about it. But he ran into Hayate in a tournament about a month ago. He ran into Hayate and he beat him.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the Injustice Pro Series East tournament. That was the qualifier for the East tournament that happened a couple of weekends ago. Yes, so that was a very great match. It was a great match in top 8, and Beat-On had to run that entire tournament back after losing his first matchup of the tournament. He had to run the whole thing back in losers, and then gets top 8 and beats Hayate in the process to wrap up 5th place. And
it's good.
Yeah,
that was good play.
That was really good Fate play, man. I was very impressed with Beat-On. And going into the San Francisco region, I know you're gonna enjoy this one. This has guys like Krusty Christian in 4th place.
Dude, he almost beat Dab last week. Like, it literally came down to last hit.
I wish I could have seen it. I really wish I could have seen it. I mean, yeah, man. Krusty, he's been coming up ever since he had that match against Forever King at EVO, when he actually got top 32 at EVO. So very impressive run so far for Krusty Christian, as he looks in good shape. 15 points above Everlast for that final cutoff spot. But Krusty Christian, yeah, he's looking in really good shape. And right in front of him is in 3rd place is Blind Ducky. In 2nd place is Kinetic Sicarios, and 1st place, of course, is your father, Dab.
Dab, yep. Wait, who's first place again? Dab? Dab is first place, right?
Yeah, Dab's in 1st place.
Okay.
And everybody else is fighting to really just get on that top 4 level, and they're running out of tournaments. And with this being the last one, and honestly, there's only one guy that I think can actually pull it off, pending the participation, of course, of the guys that are sitting in that cutoff zone. So, going into the last region of Hometown Heroes is Seattle, and those standings, it's 4th place is I Am the Batman, who abuses the holy hell out of Jump 2, and it pays off for him somehow. I mean, it just does. But at the same time, he's in a very good spot at 40 points above the cutoff, for the next man down, who is Red King 5000. Never heard of him, but he's the next closest man, and it doesn't look like he's going to catch him unless I Am the Batman does not show up, and Red King 5000 has a good tournament. But, yeah, 4th place is I Am the Batman. 3rd place is Sounds Like Pause from Canada. who would be the
Oh,
only
wow.
who would be the only Canadian representative in any one of these regions if he were to qualify in this spot. And second place is actually Orlando, Florida's own Too Easy. Set to
Oh,
Destroy's
really?
Too
Too
Easy.
easy?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, of course, as mentioned over the last few weeks, he actually competes in the Seattle region instead of the Miami region or even the Atlanta region. And bear in mind that even if you qualify for any one of these regions, you actually have to pay your own way in order to get there. But since Too Easy is sponsored by Set to Destroy, I would figure that's not going to be as much of an obstacle as it would be for some of the other hometown competitors that are competing or would have to travel elsewhere should they enter in another region. And
Right.
first place is Tiger. Now, is this Ambu Titanium Tigers?
I think so. I would think it's him.
I would think
Sounds like
so
it would be
too.
him.
Yeah, because if memory serves me correctly, Titanium Tigers is actually from Portland, Oregon, so that actually makes sense.
Damn. Man, I can't wait to see how Hometown Heroes pans out. Is Sonic competing in it at all?
No, Sonic, from the very get-go, Sonic has not been able to compete in Hometown Heroes because he won Combo Breaker. He couldn't.
Oh, wait, really? He can't do it because he won Combo Breaker?
Well, yeah, Hometown Heroes started up in June, and if you won any event, any premier event in May, then you cannot compete in Hometown Heroes for the first month. And of course, Combo Breaker was the only premier in May, and he won that. So anybody that placed in top 16 or above or higher at Combo Breaker, you could not compete in the June events of Hometown Heroes since you were already in the Pro Series. And so hold on just a sec.
Okay.
Dude, I'm so sorry about that. Funny thing, and I'm gonna put this on blast. The biggest nasty. While we were interviewing Francis, some of you guys may have got a glimpse of it, but or you didn't get a glimpse of the disturbance, but you saw my reaction. I was looking back at, of course, my flag up here in the background because right out of my room, which is right across the hall from the living room from where I am, was a roach that flew right out of my room. This thing was about as big as my thumb.
What the
This
hell?
thing was as big as my thumb, and it literally flew right out of my room and flew and attached itself to my flag. And I had to put my headset down. I had to try and get this guy off. He slipped out of my first attempt to actually grab him. I was gonna just toss him outside, but then he slipped out of my first attempt, and then he flew right back in my room. I tried chasing after him while we were interviewing Francis for the first few minutes, and I actually looked everywhere I could for this bastard because he wasn't making it. If I got a hold of him, I was like, forget putting you outside. You going down, homie. And
damn.
Yeah, he actually slipped me. I couldn't find him. He gave me the slip, and I was just like, all right, you better pray you stay hidden, because if I see you again, you ain't winning the run back. And he almost made it too, because here we are at the tail end of the cast, and I didn't think I was gonna see him again. And sure enough, I saw him crawling out of my door, and I was just like, yeah, you did this. Your moment of reckoning, Bree.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I gave him the good old sandal, popped him one, you know, immobilized him long enough so that I could actually toss his ass right out of my front door and out of my apartment.
That is crazy.
And this thing, you know, I kid you not, man, he's as big as both of my thumbs put together. Hell
Damn.
no. Hell no. You know, KH Krunchy, he lives elsewhere. He ain't gonna live here. But
KH Krunchy.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep. So yeah, we're moving on from that, and so we're actually gonna move on real quick into War of the Gods, man. Dude, it's gonna be fun talking about. It's gonna be fun talking about hometown heroes next week. But yeah, War of the Gods up next.
Damn. Okay, I gotta hear about War of the Gods. I haven't been following it at all.
Well, War of the Gods has actually been on a break because last week was Defend the North, and you know, everything's gonna resume here this weekend on Saturday, you know, and yeah, it'll be my third competition personally within War of the Gods, and so here we are. It's August 5th through the 8th, and you're gonna have quite a few people in it. Yeah, you're gonna have quite a few people in it, and a lot of us are seated within the Pro Series. But right now, the tournament standings. I want to go up to the tournament standings real quick.
Damn.
Yeah, right now, all I can tell you about the tournament standings at this point of War of the Gods is that Samij is just absolutely in a class of his own right now as far as holding on to that points lead.
Yeah, Samij is doing really, really good.
It really isn't even up for debate, and you know, he is just it's just something stupid seeing just the kind of points lead that he has right now. But let me actually do this. Hold on. War of the Gods. And we go into the standings. And yeah, like I said, first place is Samij with 775 points. The next closest man in the standings is Rewind, and he's got 350.
Damn.
Yeah, that ought to tell you something, homies. And then tied for second, or actually it's a three-way tie for second with Rewind, Dragon, and Theo, all of which have 350 points. Then you've got Forever King in fifth with 300, Fox with 275, Illusions and Perfect Legend are both tied at 7th place with 235 points apiece. Now keep in mind that in War of the Gods, 8th place is the cutoff. This is not this isn't like the Injustice Pro Series where it's top 16 go. In War of the Gods, if you ain't in the top 8 of this tournament series, guess what? You don't qualify. And for those like me who couldn't get in until later on in the series, that makes it very hard for us to really make up the ground necessary to be able to reach that cutoff. And more specifically, you know, I've only been able to compete in 2 War of the Gods tournaments so far, and one of them I got top 16, and the other one I got 8th place. Or no, I got 5th place. I got 5th place, and that leaves me in 24th place, tied with Scar of Echo Fox with 60 points. So
really,
yeah, I'd have to really just ball out in order to even have a chance at this. But then again, these tournaments are so stacked and so unpredictable that anything can really go. So you just never know.
Damn.
Yeah, you just never know. But that's pretty much everything as far as the tournament speak for this week. Now, anybody or anything else that you want to put on blast for this weekend for Dab Jr. or are we all done for the night?
Oh man, I'm out for the night, man. I'm exhausted.
Hey man, me too. So it looks like we've reached our point. It's about that time for this week, but hey, tune in next week. Next week is gonna have some pretty good stuff revolving
Oh, next
around.
week is gonna be spicy.
It's gonna have knowledge about esports. We're gonna have some hellified guests. We'll announce them throughout the course of the week. We absolutely love what we're doing right now with the StarCharged Streamcast. You guys have seen the interviews for yourself. Everything is just absolute fire. We're just gonna give it to you straight. And the guests that we're gonna have on the show, they're all gonna shoot you straight as well. Man,
Exactly.
it's just how we do it.
Tonight
Wanted
was
to build
hella fun.
we want to build this foundation of this entire thing on brutal honesty. If you ain't down with the brutal, honest to God truth, well then it's as Jack Nicholson said, man, you can't handle the truth.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Man,
just
tonight
how
was
it
too
is.
real, though.
Yeah, man, and our boy Francis Capra, he was way too real. Hell, he even took the StarCharged Streamcast principle of brutal honesty to his own degree.
Exactly.
Yeah, calling out some guys that I never thought would get called out.
That was funny.
And it was really good to see. It was really good to spectate, and it was a real pleasure to interview him. And as always, it's a great pleasure to work with the two guys that I have on the Streamcast with me, in Echo and Dab Jr. So
I'm hella down, man.
So Dab Jr., you're gonna be starting up your stream in a bit too to do a little bit of an after hours deal, right?
Oh no, man, I'm gonna pass out. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Pass out. All right. Well, for right now, that's pretty much the end of the StarCharged Streamcast for episode number 3. Hey guys, please feel free to follow us, all of us, on Twitter, and to follow the stream so that you can be made aware of the next broadcast, which will be next weekend. Out of region. All right, but before we do this, let me get to this. Question from John Nitty. From John Nitty. No, nobody should be able to play out of their region in terms of being in multiple regions. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. While guys are playing out of their regions, either escape a stacked region or to, just flat out get to wherever they think, will get them into the finals. You want to know something at the end of the day? If there was not a rule that restricted you to being able to play in the region that you lived in, their whole entire gist was you making it into a region that you can afford to travel to should you make the finals. If that was the only premise that they actually based you signing up for a region off of, I got no problem with somebody from Florida playing in Seattle, Washington. I got no problem with somebody from Texas playing in New York if that's their choice. I got no problem with somebody from New York playing in Los Angeles if that's what they so choose to do. Their whole premise was, as long as you can afford to travel in the destination that finals is going to be for that region, then you can enter in it. And by that fault, it's fair game. It's fair game. I cannot condemn somebody if they want to escape, like the Miami region. We went over the Miami region.
My region's so stacked.
That region is stacked as hell. Me personally, I'd probably, if I was living in Miami, if that's my region, chances are I'm probably going to look over at the Seattle region, which is a whole lot lighter, per se, than the Miami region. I'm going to say, yeah, you want to know something? I'll give them some competition up there. I mean, my region's got enough competition trying to qualify for just 4 spots.
Exactly.
I mean, at the end of the day, people want to talk about honor. They want to talk about all this junk. But you want to know something? At the end of the day, there's no honor in losing. There's no honor in losing. And if somebody from Florida can afford to go up to Seattle, Washington, and compete in that finals there, after qualifying to do so, you still got to qualify, folks. Chances are you might underestimate the region that you're actually going to qualify for when all of this begins. You don't know who's going to be the killers there in a new game. But my point is, if it's not against the rules and they actually say you can do that, all you got to do is just pay your own way to get there should you qualify, Who am I to hold somebody at fault for saying you didn't play with honor? Shoot, like I said, there's no honor in losing. So anybody that's mad at that, you can hold that. But
True.
at the end of the day, I'm about to be holding my pillow here in the next few moments because I'm about to, you know, I'm with Dab Jr. I'm about to tap out here shortly, and I gotta work
Yeah, it's
early
been
in
a
the
long
morning.
night.
So, hey man, it's been real. Everybody, thank you so much for your support, and we will let you know when the next StarCharged streamcast on if it's gonna be Thursday of 9 o'clock Central Time, like always. I hope all of you guys will join us with more so. Next week, we're also going to be looking to do some giveaways. You
Oh,
heard it here
really?
first. We're actually going to be looking to do some giveaways. So stay tuned on that and join us next week. Thank you so much, everybody. You know, for Dab Jr. and my boy Echo, this is Broken Alliance Star Charger. Everybody have a nice night.
Oh man, have a nice night, brother.
Hey, man, you too, man. Good stuff tonight.
Good stuff tonight, fam.